Hello everyone and welcome to the Lightbringers podcast, episode number 9, and we are today going to be talking about adventures. I have awesome people with me. We have the regular crew here with us. Also, what we're going to do is this week we are going to be playing the adventures as well. We're going to be having a good time. Hope you are good in the chat, here live with us as well. We are all good. It's a Friday. Even on a Friday, even when you've got exams going on and school happening, it's still a little bit more relaxing than a normal day, hopefully. If you're at school like me and being sad about that. But it's fine. Hello, everyone. Everyone here is clearly happy. Clearly very smiley, joyful. Everyone's just like, oh, we're in the game. We've got to do the adventure. The adventure is really difficult.
Yeah, I'm super. I'm in the zone right now. Like, I am so ready for this adventure. Like, I want top tier performance gameplay from all of us here today. I expect only highest ranking top scores. So please and thank you, everybody.
I do want to point out though that was very tongue-in-cheek, but when I do adventures, I kind of just don't stop doing them until I'm like on the leaderboard. And I think it's a problem for me, but I know, because every single time I do one, I see you on there. I'm just like, Boots is on there again. Out of my friends
commitment.
List. God, I should be committed.
I mean, I think that's fairly committed, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Wow, everyone. Okay, hello, welcome, everyone. We are doing a podcast. Yes, we are. If this is the first time you've listened to this podcast, this is episode and out of the total, we're almost at 50. I'm pretty sure.
We're going to do a big special 50th episode extravaganza?
Actually, I mean, it's technically episode 9 of season 2, but it would have been. Actually, I need to check. Because when I think we ended it on 40. Yeah. Oh God. Next week is episode 50. Yeah, it is. It'll be like of all of them. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, we scheduled it. Boots, we didn't want to say anything, but we were like, how can we make this so that on episode 50, Boots is out of town? And we purposefully, I'm sorry, we probably shouldn't have in retrospect.
Rip.
Well, when you come back, we can celebrate again. Maybe you can send us a message. You can send us a message and you can be like, oh, there's Boots from Wales is on the line. Hello, Boots. How are you? I'm in Wales. Like, you sound English now and not Welsh.
I'm in Wales.
Oh, that was good.
You're in Wales?
Yeah, that was actually very good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wales,
I like Welsh accents because they're nice and sing-songy. I really like it.
Okay.
I can't do it well, but
no, that was actually pretty good. Even just for
you can't do it well.
Oh,
good one.
That's good. Okay, quick introduction. Very quick introduction.
Wait, I think Kroof is frozen. Everybody, I think.
Oh, okay. I actually thought you were.
So did I. My gosh.
I do that joke with people all the time. I always do that. I do that joke as well. Oh my God. Wow. That's very good. I'm impressed. Now you need to come and watch the VOD to experience Kroof's trueness.
You do. I mean, also probably trueness.
I don't know.
Kroof's just trueness to their self.
This is my truth. I'm living in it.
Yeah.
This is Kroof.
Am I living or am I just surviving?
I don't know. I think you're thriving. I want to say.
I don't know. It's COVID.
I'll take that.
I think there's definitely a point of we are surviving now. Yeah, sorry,
but yes, I would probably say this is another good one to watch if you can, but I'm actually glad that we're jumping in to do some of these while we talk about adventures in the game, because this is definitely a piece of side content that I think, like, especially as new players come into the game, they might not totally know like what these even are or how you can engage with them. And then it was also really interesting, which eventually I know we'll get to because Jebro here has put together a lovely outline for all of us, but talking about the fact that they weren't in End of Dragons. So I'm looking forward to personally getting to experience some of them with everybody today and maybe show some things off that other players might not know about and have a good talk about it.
Cool. Yeah, that's very true. Okay, let's do a quick intro, just very, very quickly. And but like the main piece of the intro is going to be, what is your favorite daily adventure? Okay, first person is going to be Gryphon.
Why me? I literally, in my brain, I said, I have no idea how to answer this question.
Because I saw your face and I was like, this will be fun.
Oh, no.
Document? Was I supposed to read this question before coming on here?
Yes.
You'll have some time as I currently try to struggle to kill a Mordrum and also do an introduction to myself. Hi everyone, I'm Kroof. I do a lot of Guild Wars 2 content coverage on YouTube and Twitch. You can find me at Kroof, basically anywhere on the internet. And I have a Final Fantasy 14 review in the works. What's funny about
I was like
that?
anywhere on the internet, like any site.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm on eBay, Amazon, Hulu.
What do you
And
sell on
Craigslist.
eBay?
Myself.
What's the link? What's the link? How do I?
I'm so glad this podcast has now been rated not clean.
It's
in the first 10
one day
minutes.
shipping. One day shipping.
Okay.
But I have a Final Fantasy 14 review kind of in the works for A Realm Reborn. That'll be coming up soonish. And thank you so much for having me. In terms of my favorite adventure, I don't do a lot of adventures. But
No, I just mean in your life.
Oh, in my life,
Like,
my
not-
daily.
Not in Guild.
Oh, I thought you. I was like, oh
if you
god.
have a daily adventure that you do, like, what is the most interesting, fun daily adventure that you engage in?
I oftentimes
I'm
go
gonna
for
regret
a
this.
nice walk on this
Oh,
nature path. It's like the only nature path around here because living in LA, it's a lot of concrete, steel. So yeah, it's very nice. It's a nice little respite from the other aesthetical viewings of the region. So
Cool.
yeah.
Okay.
Well described. Well described.
Well answered. Boots next.
Oh fuck. Hi.
Again, ticking that off.
It's me. Boots, how are you doing?
BOTT.
T.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Boots. Could you please do your full title in your introduction?
BOTT. What's my full?
The title you were literally telling me about.
Oh,
before
Bubbles'
stream.
best buddy. I'm Bubbles' best buddy. Hold on, I have to come. Where's Jebro's? I'll reset. I'm
Yes,
currently doing.
yes.
I'm currently doing the adventure. So hold on. This will take a second.
Oh, you're Mr.
Um,
Mr. Fluffy Bottom. There you go.
But look at the title underneath. Hey, you got
Bubbles'
it
best
too.
buddy.
You did that just now.
Who?
You.
Me? No?
Never mind.
Wait, is it? Have I got that? Is that my title right
You
now?
stole my title.
Dude, I barely ever remember how to even manage the title. So there's no,
Wow.
I didn't. No,
wow,
no.
Jebro.
Where do I even change it? I mean,
This is
people
kind of
have seen
awkward
my-
now.
Wait.
Like you both showed up in the same
I don't
dress
even
to
know what to
prom.
For me,
I don't even know where to change the title, so I can't remember that.
Unbelievable.
Well, is that my title right now?
I guess I gotta change my
Yes.
title. Hold on.
Oh, it is.
no,
okay.
we all have to be Bubbles' best buddy.
No, I'm changing my title.
No, because I am Bubbles' best buddy. You're fake. It's not real.
I'm
'Cause
an
they told me.
unhappy camper.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think I'm still Chicken Chaser. That's what I almost always have on.
I think no, it's
You're
just you're
romantic.
romantic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, we actually. I just everybody froze for me.
Oh dear. I'm sorry. Everyone make
Wow,
the
that's a
rook
pretty
face.
impressive. That's a pretty impressive. She really does look like she's
Wait.
frozen.
Right.
The commitment.
It's impressive.
Her tongue's gonna get a little dry though.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Everybody froze for me. I couldn't see any of you for a second.
Oh, you were frozen.
You
You were
froze for
frozen.
us.
You froze for us.
Oh no.
And it was the best. It was like
Ah, beautiful. Yes, my natural face, my trueness, my true self.
Oh, I just unlocked a nearby adventure. What?
This one. Yes, Boots. Tell us
Well, what
about
about
yourself
me?
very quickly. What do you do, where you do it, and also your daily adventure that you embark on if you do like to do those things.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Boots. You could find me at World Avengers on YouTube. Also, I've been streaming a little bit at Boots _ that's BOTTS _ on Twitch. And Daily Adventure. Yeah, I got a nice nature path too that we go for walks on. That is quite nice. Yeah. But then again, there's also the cliff face that I climb down to get groceries every once in a while. Yeah, it's a little precarious.
Living in the ways of the old. I also hike 15 miles to school.
Back in up hills both ways.
In
the
snow, volcanic ash, lava flows, and undersea vents.
Okay. Rook?
Just like doesn't even. It's like when we get on our nonsense, Jebro just tunes out and is like,
Okay.
I'm playing.
and then
I'm playing the game. I'm just like, I'm just in the game, like coping.
Moving on.
That's what I'm doing. I'm just there. Hi.
Yeah, hey, what's up? Okay, everybody. I'm Rook. And yep, you can find me on Twitch and YouTube primarily at Rookery, ROOKURI. You can also find me on Twitter and Discord and all those sorts of places. What's that?
That too, yeah. I have that Twitter also.
I had a car honk in the background to really punctuate the introduction here. But yes, I do content creation for both Final Fantasy XIV and Guild Wars 2, and love MMOs, love talking about them, whether I'm live on my own channel, usually 2 to 3 days a week, or on the 2 podcasts that I do, one of which is the Lightbringers. And I've also been doing a lot of shoutcasting and event casting recently. So wherever I'm doing stuff, we're probably talking about or commenting on MMOs, but it's always good to see you wherever I'm at. As for daily adventures, I tried to keep a list of things that like come across my I don't know, dashboard, my notice of like places in the city to go to. Some of you might have heard by the lovely car outside. I live in the city of Chicago. It's always loud here, but it's also a really fun place. So it became one of my tasks to like, anytime I would hear about something interesting, I put it on a Trello board. So I'll like categorize it as like a, I don't know, like a museum or a restaurant or a bar or stuff like that. And then I either like when friends come to visit, I'll pull stuff off of that. Or if there are nights where we want to do something that's kind of a bit of an adventure for us, I'll just pick something that we haven't done before and we'll do that. But we also really like going to the zoo. So we have a zoo membership and we like to go and do that on the weekends usually. That's probably the most adventurous, other than like a daily walk that I take, but.
Cool.
The zoo's cool.
Yeah.
What kind of animals you got? Oh wait, I've been there. Okay, never mind.
Did you go to Brookfield Zoo?
Is it the one a little bit to the north in Chicago?
There is Lincoln Park Zoo too. Yeah.
I think I might have went to Lincoln Park.
We have 2
Zoo,
zoos.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Okay. Zoos are awesome. Animals are cool. Okay. Cool. So we are going to go, and obviously I'm Jebro, twitch.tv/JebroUni, and this is where we do the podcast pretty much weekly. There will not be one in 2 weeks' time, but there will be one next week, which is going to be, as we worked out, the 50th show, which is apparently,
I think this is the 50th show.
This can be joint 50th. How about that? There you go.
Okay, great. Happy 50th, Jebro.
Happy 50th. It's 50th, part 1.
It's actually ridiculous.
Congratulations on your 50th, Jeb.
Yeah, around the same time as my 40th. There you go. I won't look a day older. What adventure do I like going on every day? I don't really go on many adventures every day. I go into the adventures of studying my ass off. But like, I would say I definitely like when I go to uni each week. That's like a weekly adventure. But like I always go to like a different coffee shop, or I'd walk around the place where I go to uni, which I'm not going to tell you, and have a look at some of the art that is around there, because it's in a very arty kind of part of town, which is very, very, very awesome in Seattle. It's very like LGBTQ friendly, and there's loads of awesome art there and music, and I love it around there. So I normally go through there on the way to uni, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, let's go and talk about some adventures. So yeah, as Rook said, well, adventures weren't a thing that were introduced into Guild Wars 2 until Thorns, which is why we're here, and which is probably why you, by the way, you can all go for the adventures if you want, unless it's too distracting. There's an adventure here I don't know what's it called because everyone's standing on it.
Bugs in the branches.
Bugs in the
I
branches. There
think
you
we
go.
only have 2 minutes to do this.
Yeah.
Right, left.
Nightfall is about to hit.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so well, I mean, I don't think that matters.
Night is
yeah,
coming.
that's true. So in Guild Wars 2, they added this new feature called Adventures. So in this one, for example, you can run around and grab these bugs. This is just one of the different things that you can do. And players were like, "Oh, this is a new thing." And Kroof actually mentioned that what was the one they first showed off? Kroof, you were telling us about that earlier.
I believe the very first one that they showed off to us was a little bit more south from here. It was the flamethrower tendril one, where you got a flamethrower and by the name of the adventure had to burn the tendrils. And the more tendrils you burned, the better score you got.
Excellent. Did you manage to burn all the things?
I've actually, I've gotten gold a couple times on that adventure specifically, and it's one of the more, in my opinion, iconic ones, just because it was the very first one. And I think that kind of can be said for many of the adventures in Heart of Thorns. Each adventure feels very bespoke to the region and to its area. And that kind of started to trickle away as the years went on. But yeah, Heart of Thorns has some really nice adventures.
It's fun. I've actually never done this one before. It reminds me a lot, though, of the little like mini thing that you can do in Arborstone, where you collect the like prayers of Arborstone, or you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. The white kind of the markers.
Yeah. And like you get different achievements from that, right? But again, it's not the kind of thing where there's like a leaderboard or a little spot to start this and like the different tiers of rewards. I guess that's been sort of rolled into the achievements themselves, but this is fun. And I like that it kind of showcases gliding a little bit. I like that it kind of teaches you a little bit more how to be adept with it. It's still pretty relaxed. It doesn't feel, like it's some sort of really high intensity, terrifying thing to do, or you're going to plummet to your death if you take a wrong turn. But I like that it kind of illustrates a couple different things here with the updrafts and even the bouncing mushrooms if you have that mastery unlocked.
Actually, with the Arborstone one, I think I did it. I got like the 50 you need or something for the highest tier. Does anything happen afterwards?
After you...
you get the achievement, I guess. And then...
I haven't completed it.
And it says like you've satisfied the Arborstone place. But then I don't think anything changes after that.
Sure. In my mind, I kind of assumed that it would like adjust something cosmetically about the statue or the fountain or something. But I think I'm maybe just a tier under the highest one.
Okay.
Myself. Does anybody else know?
I actually don't know if I've done that.
I think I did it, and I think nothing changes.
You could try that so. Yeah, I don't think so. I think you get an achievement, which is normally... I think you have to get them towards a mastery, maybe? I'm not sure.
It'd be extra cool if it did affect something about that statue, or like, did a little something there. There are different tiers of the achievements, and obviously you get those achievement points, and then you can use those towards chests and stuff like that. But
how do we feel...
it's kind of an... Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
I was gonna say it's kind of an interesting evolution of, I think, maybe how they've integrated it in, but I kind of feel like if there's not going to be some kind of reward in the achievements, right, that I almost prefer the adventure system.
Exactly. Yeah, no, like it definitely seems like it's an adventure, but it's missing something, and the thing it's missing is like that little pop-up at the end saying this is your time, you're ranked up against the different people who've done this already today by this. So yeah, I'm wondering if it was supposed to be adventure and then they made a executive decision not to put adventures in the expansion.
And then before we get there, let's talk about adventures first, because the people might not know where they are. But like, yeah, and I guess we showed them off anyway, but we're going a bit ahead. It's okay. It's fine.
You okay?
No, I'm joking. It's fine. But you're right. Absolutely right. The evolution of adventures is a thing. And actually, like, this adventure is over now. We can't do it. As Kroof said, like, the night has come and there's events going on and we can't actually do this adventure. And I'm like, I wonder what that, and it's not even, it's on the map, but it's got a little locked. And I wonder how that feels as a new player. Because if you're a new player and you come straight into Half Thorns, you start off here, like in Magoon, no, you start off, what is it, in Thingy Waste, wherever. And you come through, or do you start? I can't remember actually, it's been a while. But you start here anyway, and you come into Verdant Brink. That's right. Yeah, I love it. Look at the little lines someone's drawn. But this is the first one you potentially come to, and then it's locked, and it's like, oh, that one's locked as well. That one's locked, and they're all locked because it's night. Oh, they're all locked because it's nighttime.
Let's get out of Verdant Brink.
Oh damn. Okay, that was good timing.
Time to move on.
It is.
Auric
We are gonna
Basin.
go. Yeah, Auric Basin. Has the Auric Basin got some? Is there any kind? Is it the same in Auric Basin? There's no like thing which.
So the way that the adventures system works is, at least in Heart of Thorns, when the meta event occurs, because Heart of Thorns was so map focused, they didn't really want players to be spread out doing multiple activities. They wanted people to be focused on the meta event. So during night, or in terms of Verdant Brink during night, but whenever the meta events are active on these Heart of Thorns maps, the adventures typically lock up.
Yeah.
So as long as the meta event is not going on,
That's
you
something I've
should be
completely
able to use
forgot to
them.
put. This is a really, really good point. That's a good way to focus people on the map. Good point to bring up as well. Absolutely. Is there one that someone would like to take us to that they enjoy on this
Let's
map?
go to running around with for no reason.
'Cause
There
that's not-
actually is an
that's a
adventure
different
right
adventure.
out
Sure.
near Wanderer's Waypoint in Auric
Okay.
Basin, and there is a mushroom, like jumping thing, I think.
Okay, I thought you were going to talk about the poison
Ooh.
one. I was like the poison one. I was thinking, oh.
Oh, when
that's
you
the
eat.
hero. That's the hero.
That's the
point.
hero point, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a hero point. That one is
Yeah.
good though. Yeah.
I do that. I always come. I've got loads of ways to get hero points, but I like going on the train sometimes, and like that one's a one where it's like you see how people manage that. Like now, it's kind of fun. You've just got a shed load of like scourges and the healing, and people just giving you boons and stuff and regen and whatnot. It's pretty cool. Where am I going? I'm going the wrong way.
Okay, so
Come
where are you going?
south.
South.
I keep forgetting
I'm
that you
also
can
down.
use all of your stuff here. Like I haven't got in many of the old maps. Oh, actually. Are you doing the adventure? Is that why you gasp?
Sudden gasp.
I was down, and there's a giant fat mushroom defender, and I thought it was going to aggro onto me.
I'll kill
Oh
the mushroom.
no.
Is it in here? Okay.
Yes, it should be done.
I shall take care of him for you.
I liked the
Veteran-
point that you brought up about the cycles on these maps and some of the events and things like that. One of the things that I felt like I maybe kind of missed from the last map in End of Dragons, and I think obviously that map is very, very, very much designed to predominantly be focused around that meta, which is totally fair and makes absolute sense, and I know why they sort of chose to do that, right? And I think there's a really cool element to it as well, especially with like the way the map shifts afterwards and all the different things that are there. But it is interesting to me because I almost feel like I could have done within that zone something kind of like this, where during the day there were other like additional activities kind of things, and you know, having the little adventures and having a little something going on the map outside of just the events that will culminate the meta. And there are like little things you can discover and little collections and little lore things and stuff. But I liked in Heart of Thorns that it really did feel like you said, Jebro, when the meta was going, the map would kind of gear that way so that like people who were interested in participating in that or like doing that event, you know, here was the opportunity for them. And then they could all hop in and the map would kind of have that focus and people would sort of get rolled into it. And then, you know, people who might want to do more of the exploratory stuff and the, you know, additional sort of things then could wait until that other cycle. I'm sure it's annoying if like all you want to do is the exploratory stuff and then suddenly the map shuts down, especially if it's not one that like a meta is running on. But I don't know. I think that there is something to be said about that design, and it's very interesting in Heart of Thorns what an impact that makes between the night and day landscape of the maps.
That is like, I can't remember if I ever was playing a map and I was doing an adventure and I was, other than just now, and my experience is kind of robbed from me for a moment. But like, I guess if it's your first time, and that's not the thing you're focusing on, then it's okay. But if you're focusing on something for an achievement, I guess, that's when it becomes a little bit annoying. And I wonder if that is why they have moved away from that system then. If it's one of the reasons. So that people have that option to do that. Maybe. Anyway, I'm going off into another direction that I said I wouldn't go to.
Yeah. We'll say this for later. We always circle back to it.
Hold on. But like,
when I bring up a topic, it's for later.
No. I'm telling myself off. What do we have to do in this one? We have to get the fruit.
You kick the rock fruit. This is the first time I've ever done this one, actually.
This is the
Really?
same. I've never done this one before.
Wow. It is a little bit more hidden than others.
I don't think you even have to go here for like map completion. So
I don't.
No.
I can't see anything. Yeah. Like, do you just have to kick them? Oh wow. I must have done this.
You kick and then you collect them on the floor, and it gives you a little updraft.
Oh well, my bad.
I am unfortunately very, very directionally challenged when it comes to the Heart of Thorns maps.
Oh,
how long do they lay on the ground?
I hope you're all enjoying the adventure because I have no idea how to get there.
I'll come escort you.
Oh no!
I'm getting wailed on by giant toad men. I don't know how to get down there.
Well, that's your challenge. No, we'll come get you. We'll come get you. I
That's
didn't realize
actually
you were
kind of why I am still obsessed with Heart of Thorns, is because there are like these very hidden pockets of content, and when I came across it, I was like, oh, this is how you get in here, and then this adventure was here, and it was really fun. I don't see a lot of people come here. It is very hidden from everything else.
We're coming over. Where are you?
Kill the champion Mushroom King.
Just south of Wanderer's Waypoint.
Okay.
I'm like up in the village.
So you're with the Itzel.
Yeah, I'm with the Itzel village. Just go down. Okay.
Just jump all the way down, and I will res you if you die.
Okay. I have to agree with you, Gryphon. I really like
There you are.
See, it's interesting. I think my appreciation for the complexity of Heart of Thorns maps has grown as I've played the game, and as it's like this little cave. You have to take this cave through, I'm guessing. Okay.
You just aggroed all the mushrooms onto me and went right through.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoyed. Do you need help? I can come help you.
I'm good.
Okay. It is one of the things that I think I've come to appreciate, the risks that they took in Heart of Thorns map design. Now, like, were there actually some things that were kind of rough about this and not so new player friendly, especially like players who now like get through the game so fast and aren't like spending what would be end game time just exploring these maps and getting masteries? Like, yeah, I think there were reasons that they had to move away from it, but I love that there's stuff like this to discover, and I think they really, like, the point that was brought up earlier, I think they did a great job with the adventures in this, because like this, we just found this weird little cave, there's a guy down here, and here's this little task. And there are things like this, even in like Iceberg Saga, there is that jump puzzle that leads to like the, or is around that area where like the Con-Ur treasure storage is. So like there are things like this still hidden in little areas and caves, but it did feel like Heart of Thorns took this to a new level and then used these adventures as a way to almost create alternatives to Hearts, and I like them better than Hearts.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? I actually enjoy this, like the diversity of them and the leaderboards, and
I think the leaderboards really add an aspect that's underappreciated too, like being able to see if you're good at it is nice, you know? Mm-hmm. And you don't have to do them either, like it's not an oppressive thing to see how bad you are at the game at certain things, because you could just like not do it if you want to.
Yeah.
And
I think it depends. If it's tied to an achievement, there could be that argument that you do have to be.
Yeah, but usually they only tie things to an achievement up to getting gold, right?
So I think even silver as well. You can get some achievements.
And I understand that when Heart of Thorns first came out, getting gold in a few of the things was very difficult, and the achievements that people really wanted to get were a little out of reach for some people. Mm-hmm. And so I understand people getting a little bit miffed about that. I think they actually reduced the difficulty of getting gold in a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. But like the leaderboard is its own thing, right? Like anybody on the leaderboard above 250 or 500. The top 500 are usually far above whatever gold is, right?
I don't. Come on, res me.
You died. You died.
Jebro.
The
I
poison.
got bronze, man.
Yeah, Silver. This one's tough. You have to get 25 of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think, like
This one's fun.
I swear I got to silver at least. Anyway, can someone res me when they're done?
It's kind of nice though, because the fact that like, okay, so talking about how difficult it could be to get gold in certain ones, right? Sometimes I think that can be really disheartening or frustrating if it really feels like, yes, I have to do this incredibly difficult thing. But I almost find that I like it better with the system with adventures, because I can very clearly see like my own progress in relation to what's happening. So having the different tiers and knowing, you know, oh well, like oops, you know, I didn't quite make it this time. I need 2 more, or I need 1 more. Sometimes it can be tricky. I know like a lot of the Gryphon tracks, which I'm sure we'll get to, like the Gryphon race courses. Oh my gosh, some of those are so hard.
Yeah.
They're so hard. But again, they showcase the versatility of that mount and like teach you something about it in a way that I truly, as a player, did not know until I did that adventure. Like, I had no idea about even the speed boosts when you dove and all that kind of stuff with the Gryphon until I started striving for some of the higher levels of that. And like the same with the roller beetles, it's frustrating to work towards gold, but it's also kind of nice to be able to see very clearly, like, okay, so what is, you know, my baseline? Okay, it's bronze and it's 5. Great. What's the next one? And then to kind of work towards that and push towards that until you get really good at it, as opposed to having something that's just like super ambiguous and you're like, did I get enough? Oh my gosh, I still didn't. But it feels like each time you're hitting different checkpoints, if that makes sense, and you kind of get a sense of where you're at in completing your goal.
Agreed. That's definitely one thing I love about adventures. One thing I will tell you though, that is kind of rough. Okay, so there's a couple of things I would like changed about the scoreboard for adventures.
Okay.
The first would be that currently you could only see your friends list. Who on your friends list is at the highest?
Was
or
it
whatever.
Guildies as well? Was it
And
just
guildies,
friends?
yeah.
Okay.
And that's fine, but by the way, sorry if I'm not talking very well.
You're doing
currently
really
doing the
good.
adventure.
You're doing super good.
Thank you. But I would love to see. There's no way, unless you're friends with that person, there's no way of knowing what the highest time that someone has on any of the adventures is. So
Is it a mystery
I would
though
love...
that's best found when you get to number 1? I don't know.
No, it's not, and I'll tell you
Because you
why.
won't know.
Because you'll never know what number 1 is, and sometimes,
What if you're number 1?
unfortunately, you're not. Because sometimes, unfortunately,
Wait,
what
what?
happens is
Really?
something gets bugged. And you
Oh.
won't know it. Like, for instance, I think I still have the number 1 time on a certain Beetle
Oh, you mean
race.
overall? Because I reset, I know.
Overall. No, there's the lifetime, there's daily, and then there's lifetime.
Oh, okay.
And you could only know who's number 1 lifetime if you have them on your friends list or in your guild. And I understand probably why they did that. They probably did that so that you don't like hound them. Like you don't hound some random stranger who's really good at a game, or you think that they cheated or something, and you're like, "Oh, you suck." But I think
it
what they
sounds like
gotta
if
do.
you're in a proper like adventure community where like people
Yeah,
are just
exactly.
like, you know, going to this nightclub and it's Kanak's nightclub. I don't know. I mean,
I can see what Boots is saying though, because there might actually be like an adventure community, right? If there was something like being able to measure yourself versus everybody else in the entire game at being proficient at something, or like I could see why that would incentivize people more who like to do these tasks to try and like get really good at them and hold those boards. I mean, of course, I guess then that maybe bots would maybe try, I don't know. But at the same time, I don't know why a bot would farm this other than I guess some of the rewards.
So Goomback says what I was thinking of saying earlier is that what they can do though is show you what the time is, but not show who has it. So at least you have something that you know you could try to strive for. Like if you're doing something like what you think is perfect, you're doing it perfectly, and you're getting like 35th overall highest score, and then you check the highest time, the best time ever, and it's like half your time. then something else is going on that you don't know about, and you know that you'll never be able to beat it. And I think that's important because the timer sometimes bugs out on these things due to server issues. That's important to know. Also, there are some of these adventures that you could kind of cheese. Like there's one in Thunderhead Pass, I think it is, or the mountains, where you go, where the keep is, Thunderhead Keep.
I mean, we could go there and you could show us.
Okay, I could do that. Yeah, you want to go do that?
Wait, what is that living? Wait, what part of the game is that?
Season 4.
Season 4. Let me see where we are. Let me see where we are first. I was going to go Path of Fire before we go Living World Season 4. Remember that one, and we'll go to that one as well. We'll go to that one. But let's visit another one in maybe Tangled Depths or.
Oh, Tangled Depths.
Oh, Tangled Depths.
Oh yeah, just to say though, there are some adventures that people don't have to do it the intended way.
Yeah.
And because of that, you could get some obscenely weird times and go really, really fast. So yeah, there's definitely some. I kind of like being able to do that with certain things because the way that you could do it with the Thunderhead Peaks one is with an item in game that you don't have to buy at the gem store. So that's like, it's not like it's pay to win or anything. But I don't know. I'd just like to see what the number one score is, just so I could know whether or not there's something else going on there. Whether it's because someone fly hacked or someone did teleport hacks, which is also a possibility.
I mean, we know that happens.
That happens sometimes too, probably. Or if they did something really ingenious,
Okay. Yeah. That doesn't sound like something which would be fixed. Unfortunately.
I know, because of the fact that nobody really knows what the number one scores are, so like it's not something they have to look into, and it's also something that it looks like they haven't really made new ones of, so I don't know if they're gonna support it that much in the future either.
That's a good point.
It actually is. It's a surprising way to get some gear. Like I got quite a few rares and green unidentified gear pieces.
Yes. That's true.
So it's not like it's not worthwhile. I always was under the impression that like you really shouldn't. It's like adventures are kind of just bleh, but you actually do get pretty decent rewards.
Where are we going, by the way?
I'm in. I wandered to one. It's in the southeast corner.
At the Scar Camp.
Yeah.
Oh, I know this one. Is this the motorcycle one?
I didn't do this one either.
I don't actually know. There's the waypoint.
If it's by the Mordrum marching orders, it might be.
They're collecting the beds as well this afternoon. Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. I actually, like, funnily enough, completely off topic, my treasure hunting bot, like Jade bot thing, keeps coming up, and like it's telling me where all of the chests are. The things in this region where you need to get the items for like the legendary. The ascended sparks, whatever they're called. You get them from the little chests that open. He's marked all of those chests, like all of the chests on all of the maps. I didn't realize it was all of the maps in the game. Like there's just literally like that treasure bot, Jade bot works with that. That was cool. I was like, I didn't know that. That's pretty rad. It's literally the best one. It's literally the best thing the module to have. Good. Other than the level 1, so you can take it off dead people in PvP.
Okay, I'm trying to get to you. I just don't have that waypoint on this character.
All good.
Oh yeah,
Teleport
I'm at the one where you are a char motorcycle and you go through the race course.
Oh, we'll do that one after. I'll come and do that one after.
I'm gonna get this one done real quick.
Okay.
Oh my god, this is kind of hard.
That's so I'm not. I was gonna say. So there's half ones, Path of Fire, Living World Season 4, Icebridge Saga. There's Rollerbeam Racing, which is separate as well as additionally in different areas. There's also different events, like seasonal events, where there are adventures like Sab. We just had one. They have that adventure where you've got to go from all the different areas in the lobby, They have to go underground and then come back up and then go around the clouds and you transform into different things. And that's actually a pretty cool one, but also very long and annoying. The Crown Pavilion, Mad King, like you've got the raceway, obviously, where they have the races there. And the Labyrinth where you got the race. I don't think there's any others there other than races, actually.
Rifle test field.
Yeah, the Gryphon ones are hard. They are hard. I've got an Instagram clip. I put like a Twitch clip on Instagram, and it's me getting this Gryphon one done. At the end of it, I'm just like, it's in Labyrinth Cliffs, and it's where you go through like these very tiny, narrow pathways, and also like if you clip anything, you just come off. Really annoying, but it's actually a lot of fun. And when I did it, I was like, yes, this is the best. I am amazing at this. And you're right. Like it literally made me better at Gryphon riding and stuff, because I realized that I wasn't using half of the stuff they could do. Like I wasn't diving and using that to give me more momentum. I wasn't doing anything like that. I was just kind of using it and just kind of gliding down like a glider. It was just literally a nicer looking glider for me.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Potential.
I know. Well, now I know. Uh-oh, this is transferring. Wait, where am I going?
it takes you to a different zone. I've never done this one actually.
Now I remember, and it turns you into action cam. This is the one like in oh crap, I don't know what my buttons are.
Well, I love that. Action cam is recommended but not required for this adventure. Would you like to enable it? I mean, again, this is such a cool tool because I honestly, okay, so I hadn't even realized that action cam was a thing until probably like the last year when people started talking about it a little bit more. And I think, Kroof, you play a lot with action cam, don't you?
I do. I'd say I play 99% of the time in action camera ever since it was first introduced.
I just think that's so interesting. I mean, when we talk about ways that the game can kind of, I guess, tutorialize us or show what it does, until we started doing today this kind of analysis of adventures, I honestly hadn't necessarily thought about that beyond like what I learned about Gryphon racing. But yeah, as I loaded in here, there's literally a message that talks about action camera. And if I had done this, previously, I would have probably known immediately that this was a thing in the game.
This is a great mission. Yeah, no, you're right. Exactly. Like it isn't advertised at all. And this adventure, there is an adventure at the beginning in Verdant Brink where I feel like action camera wasn't brought in until later. Or was it just before? And maybe they added it to the adventure. I can't remember if they did. Do you remember? Does anyone
Action
remember?
camera, I believe, came out before Heart of Thorns was officially released. So they might have added things later on. Because I noticed that as the years went by, action camera became more of a consistent tool that they would utilize. But it still isn't really explained early on in game, so if a new player pops up, they might not know about action camera, and it really does change how you play the combat and how you visualize Guild Wars 2.
Absolutely, because you can't like, there are certain things which are more difficult. Like I think you're in a lower play. I mean, so games where action camera is the only option really you can have, like ESO, like is action camera based. Like it's not like your typical, your mouse is available. The only time your mouse is available when you open your inventory and you go in and check out the shop. But like, then there are other games, a lot of MMOs actually, which are doing that. Like, New World? Is New World action camera? I can't remember now. I played it literally last night and I can't think. But there are tons of MMOs now that are like that. Like, Terra. Terra was action camera. Like, or had the option at least. But loads of MMOs are now starting to go that way. And it definitely does change a lot. And actually a lot of people in Guild Wars 2, especially like PvP and like raiding and stuff, I think it's really suboptimal. I actually don't think that's true at all. I think that's just like, it depends on how you play the game and like, what is it suboptimal for? Because a lot of abilities in Guild Wars 2 are aimed as well. Like, and it is a little bit annoying that you can't sometimes, like with this, like, I can't wherever, if I've got grenades, for example, on my engineer, they go where my reticle is, and sometimes I can't get the reticle like over different bits of scenery and stuff, and that can be a little bit frustrating. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, action camera. One day we'll have to talk about that. Or pop it in somewhere. I don't know. But you're right. Yeah, totally right. This one's
I
really
have
fun.
all of the tricks of the trade for action camera optimization. So if anyone ever needs
Have you got a
info,
video?
I'm here. I have a video on how to activate it. I don't know if in that video I like show off some tips, because there's certain options that you can choose to make it a little bit easier, and also.
How have you not done this video yet?
Actually, really, if you want to use action camera, it also pushes you to better understand how to change your field of view, your horizontal position, vertical position as well. So you become a little bit more well-versed in the camera options and the camera flexibility of Guild Wars 2, which is really great. I love the camera options in this game.
You're right about that. That's true. And I think it does work okay. I think because it's still got, and you can still tab target stuff. Wow.
I mean, if I can do platinum PvP in full action camera and do raiding in full action camera, it definitely. Really do that? Yeah. I said I play 99% of my time in action camera. The only time I haven't actually is when I'm doing Spectre, when I'm trying to select targets.
Oh, okay.
It's gotten better.
Can't you select targets with... I know we're going off topic.
Just a little bit. Yes, you can select allies with hotkeys, and it's better. It actually works pretty decently, but there's still just something about clicking on the nameplate that is just a little bit easier. And sometimes the hotkey will actually target like minis and pets and mesmer clones, and it just, you really don't need that. So it could be used a little bit more refining, but it works pretty well.
Okay.
I think this is honestly super fun. Like
it was good.
I
failed.
That's okay. I failed too the first time. But it feels like an actual like alien shooter or something.
Yeah,
like it feels like I'm playing Doom or something, and not totally obviously, but like that idea that there are these like almost alien swarms coming at you. And this is maybe a totally different perspective, but I kind of want to try and play around a little bit more with action cam after trying it here. I had never really tried it myself, but I have been dealing with, and I know a lot of people may have their own like mobility considerations with Guild Wars 2. For me, it's because I've been dealing with ulnar neuritis, which is like carpal tunnel, but just a different nerve in your arms. So it makes it really hard for me sometimes to do my keybinds if like it's really bad, or if I've been playing too long or stuff like that. And even just like constant repeated motions, like having to use the WASD keys, can sometimes contribute to that, and just be difficult for me to navigate dexterously when my arms are in a lot of pain. So to have the action cam as well, for anybody who might deal with something like that, I would suggest playing around with it. Look for Kruf's tutorial when it comes out, because honestly, I just found that a lot easier to be able to move around, and you could probably auto bind your run to your mouse and just it would be really quick and easy.
It's great, so you don't have to always hold down right click to move the camera. It's just you move the mouse and it moves with it. And if you really want that shooter experience, which I like to do on like Dragon Hunter or Ranger with a longbow, you go into your camera options, you set the horizontal position over the shoulder. You can punch in the field of view to get almost like that action RPG experience, and it's really like changed my perception of like Guild Wars 2 from just maybe like a tab target hybrid to like maybe like a full action combat MMO.
Ooh.
Sure. I'm really focused now on this adventure. I've got everything. Like they're all coming. Let's go. This is a good one because it's very engineering as well. So it's like rifle.
Ooh.
I'm gonna die. No. I've got 30 yet. Oh god, this is hard.
This one is kind of tough.
I kind of want this.
Strategize.
I want these rifle abilities, man. Like they're really good.
They seem to get up to like 150 kills, I guess, in this one.
And might I just say, the second skill on this rifle is one of the only abilities that still acts as a charge up. They got rid of these abilities during like alpha, and I think this is like one of the only ones I know of.
Flamethrower. But they don't have the
Nope,
animation.
flamethrower doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't have the animation. Still got.
It's not about the animation, it's about how the skill functions. You actually have to hold down your second skill for a longer burst.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Oh, is that what you? Oh, yeah, I didn't even use it that way.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, it's just
So
channeling.
it's a
for me.
charge. It's a charge skill. It doesn't auto channel. You have to hold it down. And they used to do this during the alpha with like elementalist staff stuff, and I thought it would have been so cool for Guild Wars 2 to go down that. And they really haven't. But I think it'd be
it's
nice.
so much better with the charge.
I didn't even know you could do that. It's because I can't hover over because I've got action cam enabled.
Yeah, is
Does
it described as
even tell you?
anything? No.
I don't even. Does it even tell you?
It doesn't actually, but I guessed this because of the if you look around this second, like the letter 2, there's just a circle around it that doesn't have any like crosshairs.
Oh,
that
yeah.
usually indicates a charge ability.
Okay, back in the day.
If you do like trebuchet stuff, I think that's really the only place you
True.
see it.
Well remembered. Damn.
I'm an encyclopedia of Guild Wars 2 knowledge.
You are. Good. This is why you're here. Well, other reasons. As well. If it's fairly entertaining at times. I want to get better at this, god damn it. No, I'm just gonna die.
True.
Yeah. It's like
fun.
sometimes Kurf is a little funny or something.
Just a
Which is
little.
mostly, just like occasionally, decently. Yeah.
Take us to the char vehicle one.
Oh yes. Hold on. Do you get more?
Ooh.
No, you don't get more time if you kill more chalk. I was trying to look at that. That'd be cool if you did.
There's a little note about chalk goop and how that's supposed to cool down your rifle, but I can't
Yeah.
find the chalk goop.
Really?
Is it in the eggs?
There's
I
the-
think
Is it like
the
I have
big
to
eggs,
stand
yeah.
on the egg?
You
and then...
have to be right next to it, yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't even
Makes
see
more
that.
sense. I
Yeah.
didn't see that either.
This one is actually a lot more complex than I thought it would be.
Yes.
Even just
Alright.
the way that you're kind of trying to figure out, because it feels like some of the numbers on this one, they feel high to me, but obviously if you're doing what you need to do to like keep your rifle from overheating and other stuff like that,
Yeah.
I think there is actually a really fun way to get proficient at this that I wasn't expecting.
Where was the char one?
I shall take us to it once everyone is assembled.
Oh,
I should probably leave the.
Okay.
See?
Oh, you can
See?
finish it up if you have.
No, I'm good.
No.
Wow, Booth, I
Chat,
thought you
what
loved
do you-
adventures.
Chat,
wow, yeah, I thought this was pro adventurer right here, but like, you're good? You're just gonna walk away?
I just do it over and over and over again.
Oh, he's just doing the
until-
same. He's just trying to get the highest score on the same one. Yeah. What is chat? Let us know your favorite adventures, and maybe we can dash over to one of those, and we can have a little vote, and we can try one that you like as well.
I have one. It's called Running Around for No Reason.
Okay.
That's my favorite adventure.
Griff, go to your adventure.
I'm waiting for Rook.
Oh, Rook's not here. Oh,
Rook
Rook
is
is not
lost
the
in
char.
Orc Basin.
No.
I am not confident to say that Rook knows her way around Tangled Dabs.
I was shooting chalk.
Okay, we're here. We're all here.
You haven't gone into half orange yet? Oh, okay.
There are a lot of chalk and Mordrim around here, so dodging is
Oh,
really
this
good.
is. Oh, we're running. Okay.
Yeah, this is the adventure.
The adventure is Kroof's taking us on an adventure, and that's what it is. We don't know what's in store. We can only buckle in and just be along for the ride.
You need to get the best raptor mount there is.
I take us to the Chalk Garant. we have to form on the Chalk Garant.
Look, I'm down. I believe in this party of champions.
Honestly, that'd be a fun
Uh-oh.
strike mission.
Maybe
God, not the
killed by
Mordrim
this
snipers.
Okay. Oh, it
shambles.
just locked for me. It's too dangerous up there. There's
Yeah,
something
there's,
going
there's
on.
loads of stuff here.
Wait, what?
There's an event or something, it looks like.
It might be the mobs that are right here, right now.
Oh, it's the Chalk Garant! Speak of the devil!
Oh, you're
my
joking,
God.
really?
We just do the chuck in.
All right,
No.
four-man chalk.
That's not the adventure.
I don't think this map is doing it.
Oh, dear, I'm dead.
That's so funny. You know, maybe
Uh,
I was prophetic, you know.
You were. You just sensed it.
Okay, well, we can go to another map. That's okay. Did they have...
We can't go to Dragon's End because there are no adventures there.
Oh.
You mean... No, you mean
Oh.
thingamajig.
Dragons. End
What
of
is it
Dragons.
called? What is it called? No, oh, Dragon's Stand.
Yeah, you mean Dragon's Den.
Dragon,
so-
Dragon's End was End of Dragons. Ooh.
Yes, so no Dragon Stand.
There's so many dragon maps.
Yes. Well, I mean, there isn't even there because that is the same. That's interesting. Not something we actually talked about. Actually, maybe a podcast that would be good. Similarities and expansions. Because Dragon Stand is exactly the same. It's kind of similar to EAD's last map, although you have access to that all the time. But you do get kicked out and it just starts.
Cool.
Okay.
And every single dragon meta starts with dragon. So there's Dragon Stand, Dragon
That's true.
Fall, Dragon Storm, Dragon's
But
End.
not Path of Exile because there's no dragon theme. That's not
Hey,
a thing.
Damn.
peoples.
Yes.
Look
What?
to our south on that little ledge. There's a procession of like really large, interesting looking bad guys, but you can't get up there. You get teleported back.
Oh yeah, so this lore,
What?
I know the lore of Heart of Thorns in and out. It was never really expanded upon, but this is like Mordremoth's march to Central Tyria. So this is how like his forces were going to the Silver Wastes and like beyond. And
How
the
did
goal
they
of this
get
was to
anywhere?
like destroy it.
Like they are so slow. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Like,
It's more so just visual, you know.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
slow but strong.
I have never seen that before.
Really?
I've
Oh,
not
that's
seen
an
that.
incredible detail. I hadn't seen that either. Thank
I've
you,
never
Lore
seen-
Master Crew.
Honestly, I'm not like. It looks kind of dodgy as well because the run animations for like the one at the front are like moving quite quickly and it feels a little bit weird. But like, it's cool. Like, it's very cool.
Yeah, I
There's,
really would have loved more story chapters in Tangled Depths specifically because of this idea. Like, I would have loved if like we banded together with the New Hawk and like tried to quell their march. But yeah, these creatures are cool.
That is pretty rad. And it's just
And-
permanently happening. Oh, nice.
Yep. But when you do the drone, you actually go along this course around here, but the Mordrim aren't there.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to skip on to one of the meta events to fix
Also-
the march. Oh, okay.
Also in here is Champion Blade Master Salona. Actually, I think it's in Auric Basin.
And
Yes.
This is a good example of
Who
like
you also can't get to.
the game hiding stuff, which would be cool to know about. Like you
Champion
know,
Blade
in
Master
achievements.
Salona is a mashup name of Celeste and Alona. Alona being my co-host on Host of Ascalon.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well,
Let
that's
us-
partially why I encourage so many people to consider Guild Wars 2 in like a different way than you consider many other narrative experiences. Like we've talked about on the podcast before, exploring the maps, doing this stuff, even doing things like the adventures and old adventures, just going around and ogling stuff, looking for things. Like, so much of the part of like the narrative in Guild Wars 2 is the immersive experience of playing Guild Wars 2. So on one hand, I have to totally appreciate that because I genuinely
yeah.
do think that when you start like keying into it, and if you start making the effort to like really go around and for yourself try to figure out the stories of these maps and what these areas are evoking and what they're showing you, I mean, it's incredible. I had not noticed this detail either. And like, here it is, something that you can find. I mean, we literally just came over here and saw it. And you know, when I was first playing through the game, if I had spent more time, because Path of Fire was already out, but if I'd spent more time really
Yeah.
meticulously going through these maps, like, I probably would have gotten that whole component to the story. And it's, of course, like, there's a lot to be said about as well cinematically integrating more stuff so that you're not like having stuff that gets missed or leaves gaps. So like, of course, there's that too. But really, if you're playing Guild Wars 2, how much time you spend exploring the world is just as important as the story beats that you do.
For sure.
I agree.
And these moments, even if it's not something that is explicitly told through the story, adventuring and ArenaNet always says that they do a lot of their storytelling through their environments and events. And I think there is something special about finding something that wasn't explicitly said, and then you're like, oh,
Oh yeah, that stuff is
that
awesome.
it
Yeah.
fleshes out your personal experience of the game a little bit more.
But I didn't even. I've played Half Ones like a lot. I didn't even see that. I've just never seen it. That was good. Thank you for sharing that. Sir.
What's this? Where have you brought me now?
We're going
Yes,
to
what are we
Path of
going?
Fire.
Path of Fire?
Path of Fire. So we're
Oh, I
gonna go
haven't
to
been back
this
here in so long.
It's probably because there's no reason to.
I mean-
Ooh, there is a deep burn. Especially with fire.
I gotta change characters.
Selected. Oh, I
Change
see. Okay.
characters.
There's a lot
There's
of
a
them.
reason. Okay.
Path of Fire.
There's a reason. There's reasons to come back. I just came back for the Return to Achieves. people working on Roller Beetle, adventures,
Choya.
Choya.
Yeah.
Oh, the
That's
game
what he
is
said.
like the like getting a story done, of course. It's definitely a different podcast, but there's different reasons to come back to Path of Fire. I think I like Path of Fire because of after Heart Falls, I was just like, thank God for flat maps. And then like after a while, I was like, oh. It was like, but what else do you do like in the desert? It's not like these full of. I mean, there are like if you go to Egypt and there's like there's big canyons and there's loads of different areas in these regions where you could have more verticality, and they do it somewhere like in different places, but it's very different. This is more like
they fixed
core
the
game.
bug.
What bug? What was the bug?
Mm.
I think they fixed the bug where you could oh, maybe you can't. Hold on a second. Something happened here. Never mind. Nothing happened. No bug. Wait,
I have to
Yeah.
collect supplies. What do I have to do?
So every single adventure, I believe, in Path of Fire is the same. And this is where we start to see the dwindling of the adventure system, where Heart of Thorns, each adventure was something new and something different. Path of Fire, they're all collect quests.
Like the aid the refugees. Yeah, I remember these. I mean, would we count Gryphon races though, Gryphon courses as being a part of the adventure system, right? Would we?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're
those
an
are
adventure.
different.
Yeah, so
But
there are two
I-
different variations.
Yeah, I agree in that, like, I don't necessarily, like, this feels, again, that differentiation between what would be, like, a heart task and what would be, like, I don't know what I was enjoying about the adventures that we even saw in Heart of Thorns. This definitely feels more heart tasky to me in that it, like...
We're not even doing it right. It's the flags. I forgot. You have to go to the flags to get the supplies, and this is very much
Oh.
mount oriented. Yeah.
Oh, I was doing the heart.
I
thought
was
it
doing the heart as
just
well.
The heart.
I was as well. I was like, what do I have to do? And maybe that wasn't like very clear as well.
I see. It's just, I mean, oh yeah, well, it's confusing when you have an event that's right there that's literally give supplies to refugees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Unfortunate timing.
I remember this. Actually, where I don't think I've done this one specifically.
Yeah, I
Funnily
think we
enough.
have.
I think I did this one once, and then I went to the other maps and I saw that they were the same, and I never did
there
the
is,
adventures again.
because they're in season. Are they in season 4? The one after this? Yeah, they're in season 4. Is this season 4? The one after this? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yes.
And yeah, they're on those maps as well because you had to do them for masteries, I think, or something. I don't mind this too much because it gets you going. This is why these exist. It's the mount system. It's because of the mount system.
Yeah.
This is why they exist. So that makes
It
sense.
does really utilize the mount system, but I feel like they could have gone a little bit. If they wanted to do something for the mounts, they could have done something. I guess there are skimmer races, so that's something
Yeah.
a little bit more bespoke, but
There's
in terms
also-
of this, it's a little samey.
No, I agree with you. I mean, there's also like you can tell that they had those creative ideas, right? Because there's also the jackal puzzles. Like there's that one where
Yeah.
you're taking the teleports up to the top of that like floating building.
That's cool.
There's like all of those I feel as though could have been. I mean, they did it with the Gryphon races. I feel like they could have done it, and with the roller beetle races that would eventually get added in with the next living season. So it is kind of funny to me. I wonder like what caused the decision to try and make all the adventures so generalized as opposed to just making some of those things adventures. Like, if that makes sense. Or
No, that makes
like
sense.
the jackal puzzles, I think like each mount could have had their like adventure moment, like a springer where you're doing a bunch of like jumps up a mountain, jackals you're doing the portal stuff and you kind of have to memorize the layout or something and it changes.
I kind of
think
like how I
yeah.
have the choice though to use different mounts because I'm using all of them right now. other than the Gryphon because it's flat. But like, there is kind of that option. And I guess, now if you think about using them now, because you can get the mount boost, right?
This would be one of the situations where you use an item that'll make it a lot easier. The position reminder.
Oh, okay. So there's a way to cheat this.
not cheat, but like what you could do is you could set up your position rewinder on a high location, like really high up,
Right.
and then fly down or jump down to wherever you start the thing, and then press as soon as it started, do your position rewinder again, and then you're able to use your Gryphon boost to do the rest of the thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, it does feel like, especially with Skyscale, there's very little content in this game that I would say, to me, feels like the Skyscale makes obsolete. But as I do this entire course on my Skyscale, I feel like it does kind of, in a sense, make the challenge of this particular adventure format obsolete to me, right? Because I can see, like, just there I passed over quicksand, so like in theory, if this was before I had even gotten something like the Gryphon, I would have had to switch to my skimmer, right? Yep. And then I would have had to skim across, and then as I approach these cliffs, I would have had to use the Springer to get up them. But with, I mean, I think less so with the Gryphon, because at the very least, it almost just becomes like another Gryphon course if you're just primarily using the Gryphon on it. Yeah. But if you are using Skyscale and you have the other like mount things that have been added, it kind of does make, I think, all of the challenge or interest of these particular ones kind of null and void, in a sense, in that like I just get on my Skyscale and then I go, oh my gosh, why are these so far apart? That's annoying and boring. It's like, I mean, I guess I do get to see some of the landscape, which is nice in a way that's different. And I mean, obviously the war supply theme isn't a bad idea here in this nation that is caught in this conflict. But I do feel like the variety of Heart of Thorns was more intriguing and taught me more unique and interesting lessons. Minus maybe the Gryphon races, which are really great, and then the later edition of the roller beetles.
Yeah. I think the real sense of adventure were the races, not these like adventures, but the actual races that pop up where people enlist in them. And that not only has the sense of competition from the adventure system, but it's also like you're directly competing against others. And I think it was like kind of a compromise where the adventures were a little bit more tame in their scope of what they were, but the races really capitalized on the mount system. And during the races, there are cool and unique obstacles that you have to overcome, like choya or, ambient creatures that run on by and they knock you off your mount or something, and there's spike traps or et cetera, et cetera. So I think the races were really well done in Path of Fire.
Cool. I actually kind of enjoyed doing that one, in all honesty. I don't think I've done that before. 6 star for Thief. Yeah, I just got a random junk item which I never got before for one of the things, just from getting that done. That's true, actually. Well, it was a random drop, but it wasn't specific for that. I did use the Beetle a lot there, honestly, but you couldn't even the Beetle wasn't a thing, was it? When did you get the Beetle? Season 4. Yeah,
you're supposed to probably use your raptor here.
Right. So I used, because a lot of it is the flat land, but like you said, there was that bit where you can go across the sand as well. The Beetle's so cool. Okay, so let's see if we can hunt for. Are they literally all mount ones then here in this first one? Oh no, that is this Gryphon expert.
There is a race about to start though.
Is that an adventure?
It's not technically an adventure, but it's kind of what I
It's also not tied to an adventure, I don't think. This
as the better form of the adventure.
So a lot
much more active.
Yeah, I would say it's like adventure adjacent.
Sure.
Are they like? Is it the adventure little person? I can't remember that comes up. Who's doing that?
I would say I do like it. I like the fact that you can see the other people you're racing against if there's people there.
This is a live. I would say this is a live event.
It's similar to what they did in End of Dragons, where the adventure was more so just a group dynamic event that you did, but it still had the flavor of an adventure where it was kind of quirky. It was a little bit more fun.
Well, this is where they put in races. I mean, obviously, like that. That's where it made sense. Like, they brought. So that's what they did. They brought mounts out a lot with this. This is why the maps are so flat. Like, in places, obviously, Spring is a thing and Gryphon is a thing. and Sky Scouts, which is a lot
Speaking
of
of
amount.
which, I want some turtle adventures and races.
Even if there was something that was like a race to siege, I don't know, or you could like, or you had
It's
to like
just-
work in
yeah.
tandem with somebody to like siege something and then like clean out some forces, and
I think it
that
would be like
really
a
fun.
mixture between having to kill stuff and like you could not use. They would have to force you into a way of playing, because like, which I think they don't do, other than if you have to do the races with a specific mount in Ender Dragons. I love this little script guy. But like, I hate it when it bugs. So annoying.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god! And you just go over the top, and you're just like, oh, why did that happen? Anyway, but these races are great. They nicked the music from the Labyrinth's Cliffs thing for this. When
You
when
know
do
what?
that
This
event.
does take me back to launch, because I remember during launch, everyone doing this event, this
absolutely.
music. Oh yeah, this was a good moment.
Did you guys already start the race? I'm in the middle of doing the other adventure still.
Well,
Oh,
Well,
it just started. It
the
just
event-
started.
the events,
Okay, maybe
the
I'll-
events just started. So yeah.
I think we're just kind of faster, Boots. Woo.
You just
Oh, I'm in the. Apparently, this is the first time I've ever done the supply run, and I'm in the top 500 all lifetime with it.
Look at
job.
you, a
Hey.
gamer.
Look at that.
you are a true gamer, Boots.
Oh, I got so many achievements.
Oh
from
yeah,
that.
this is annoying because you get knocked off by the fish and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying, where this feels more like an adventure in Heart of Thorns, where you have these unique obstacles that aren't showing up in the real world.
I see.
I wish there was
Yeah.
like a UI for races. Like engage in the races now. Like go to this race. This race is starting. Like a race UI or something. Like a live event race UI or something.
Kind of like how there's the world boss event timer sort of thing.
Yeah. Or but like have a UI for it. Like why? I mean, even for like live events, like just dynamic event UI. Like this event's happening now. Transport to there. Like to really get people around maps a lot more, and that actually get people playing a lot of content they probably have never played because they've just played in a map at a certain point in time, like a certain time during the day, or they've just kind of run through. Oh man, there's so many different things they could do. So I think you were going to say something as well.
I gotta
Oh,
catch up to you.
Oh yeah, you gotta find us. I was just gonna say that it is tough on this one because I would say that it falls in line with sort of like an adventure adjacent, I guess.
Yeah.
In the sense that yes, I agree. Like Kroof, it has that kind of, I guess, pseudo gimmicky, unique thing that is happening that, I mean, in a sense with this as well, there is a ranking at the end, at least, when you get there, you see who came in first place on the race and stuff, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
So like it follows some of those conventions, and yet it is marked as an event on the map that happens, as opposed to something like I choose to initiate an adventure, which might be partially why they started to almost combine some of these things into, I think, a more vague kind of manner, like the Arborstone collection and stuff like that. But I kind of prefer having, I think, that adventure marker on the map, or the adventure mark, because it does draw your attention to it. It tells you kind of generally what the activity is that's there for you to do. I mean, even for these races, it'd be cool, like you said. I mean, they developed fishing into its own, essentially, like, pastime content, I think is what I'm going to call it. Like, something that you can do as a casual pastime in the game. And to have something as well, like for a while, people were doing just Beetle races as what would be the essence of kind of pastime content to get the scarf. But what if we had something that was like Racer of Tyria, and there were all kinds of other things and leaderboards and achievements and special items you could get if you did all the races, like Gryphon races and Raptor races, and became like really proficient at it, or they developed a little system to build off of it. Like, there are all these great ideas in stuff like adventures, whether it's teaching systems or it's this kind of content that sort of borders it. But like you said, Jeb, people might not always like know to engage with or want to engage with, or like it might not have a kind of codified feel, especially when we have stuff that like is or isn't marked adventures. We have, you know what I mean? It's like there's such a diversity of how they kind of all fall under these different categories so that people don't really know if they're a unified event they could do as a pastime. Even with adventures, I mean, yeah, having some kind of hub where you could see like the top adventurers of Tyria, and I think Boots, like you were pointing out, with the idea of being able to see who was like the all-time on some of those, or get like a special, reward. I don't know, not like that they have to do a full seasonal system, but maybe there would be a reset at some point periodically throughout the year where, then people could try and get some kind of thing for it. I don't know. I just think that this content is so fun. I would like to see it kind of developed into an actual pastime that players roll into what they do in the game, other than just like, I got bored and I found it, I guess. And so I just did this for 3 hours. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, just like... Oop, go ahead.
I was like, they did start, I believe, marking races as adventures that you can do on your own time, like with the Beetle racing. But it wasn't until a little bit later. So, especially in Path of Fire, especially in the expansion launch zones, those races are just held to an event timer. It would be nice if you could just pop into them at any given time, but it makes the races special, I guess. And there's skimmer ones, so yeah, I agree. I was never a huge adventurer person, but I'm actually enjoying them quite a bit.
I've been such a huge adventuring person, and we are going right now to my personal waypoint, to the one that started me on my adventuring kick.
Come to line so I can teleport to you.
Come to this one first. We're just gonna do one in the next map to see how different it is.
Oh, this skimmer one?
Yeah, we're gonna do skimmer one first. There's an order of things, okay? I'm the host for a ring.
Oh, is this the
Jeb's just drawing out the suspense for you.
Yeah.
You're like, this one's my favorite, Jebro. Jebro's like, you'll get it. We'll get there when we get there.
This
We're
is
building
another
up to
supply
it.
run.
You gotta build up
I
to
didn't
it,
think I was
Boots.
gonna be the UPS of Tyria.
Another supply run.
You have to like take your time, build up to it, and then at the end you get
Well,
there.
it's good
and
though.
it's
You're
even
showing
more
me all the
exciting.
ones that I haven't really done yet, Jebro. So that's
Exactly.
Good.
Like, and actually, to be honest, I'm actually just saw a mastery point I didn't have anymore. I was like looking at the map, and I was like, what? There's a mastery there? Where is this? Like, is that new? I was sure that I got all of these.
Oh, is that the Scrit one?
I don't know. Like, it's
You have
just
to do
there.
like a puzzle, and then you get a mastery.
Oh, that's why I've not got it.
All right. So I'm doing the thing again where I'm going to the top of a mountain.
It's literally the same one. How
That's what I
disappointing.
said.
No, but like, I was hoping it was going to be a different one. I think no, it was like hope.
No, I learned when I.
I'm not ignoring you. Well, maybe.
I love that Krupp says to you they are all the same, and Jebro's like secretly in his head like, but maybe Krupp's wrong.
No, that's not what I said.
Jebro, you hate me. This is
I don't know you wouldn't be here otherwise.
That's true.
Although
That's
I
true.
hate Boots and he's it.
I only hear half the time. He half hates me.
No, I don't hate anyone. But no, the main reason was I just wanted to do one in each map, but also, yeah, it is just, but it's not like a little bit different at all. It's just literally the same. But like, again, it is to showcase mounts. Like that's what this was about. Like it was, they just really changed it over to be like, adventures, they're going to be about mounts. That's it. We're just going to make them the same thing. Oh
That's why
my
I feel like the
God.
races worked better to
Yeah.
have those optional choices to do it on your own, but especially when dynamic events revolved around the races, then that would get people together a little bit more often.
I just want to say that I have a major complaint. The Jade bot did not pick up that chest, FYI. There is one missed. It is right here, Champion's Gap, there.
The designer did say that I painstakingly put as many as I could find in the world. It took me 1,000,000 years to find every single chest in the world.
And if you find
missed
any that I
one.
missed, please tell me. So,
Can
mark
someone
it,
clip that?
screenshot.
Someone clip that. I've gone now. This adventure is important to me.
If we
Continue.
are looking at the strengths of Heart of Thorns adventures, right? like we were pointing out as we were playing through them, the diversity, the way that they taught or showcased various features of the expansion and of the game, giving you deeper insight into them. The way that they had the different rankings and systems, I mean, like we talked about, gives you goals to work towards and benchmarks to measure that progress, as well as various rewards and a leaderboard to incentivize that sort of slightly competitive nature, I guess, without making it overbearing. Yeah. It does feel like, yes, what you're saying, Jebro, is so right, that these ones really did seem to be made for showcasing the mounts. But I do actually think that, like Kroof just brought up, and like we've talked about, I do think that the races showcase those more strongly, be it the raptor races that specifically, you know, have you going over gaps and really learning how to pace out your jumps and your speed boosts and those sorts of things, or it's the Gryphon races where, like I mentioned earlier, it's like you learn a whole new world of Gryphon racing that you had no idea, a whole new aspect of the mobility that like expands your mind. I mean, even like the shooting gallery one that we were just doing in Heart of Thorns, where it's introducing you to first person camera and it has this kind of interesting little immersive experience. I think that the adventures in Path of Fire felt more generalized, but because of that, it wasn't until the more like niche content developed for specific facets that you really start to see what's like engaging or interesting or gives you more of like a depth of insight into some facet of the game.
It is like
Good point.
I don't know. It would be interesting to get their ideas of why they just didn't have a shed load of races, because like this makes sense because the races, so in Guild Wars 2, I think that there is this big emphasis on playing your way, and I think there is a definite difference between the adventures and obviously the races. The races are very linear. You have to go through all of these flags. Whereas
also with the races,
they're like, you know, you go to a place, you go to another place, and you can do it whatever order you want, depending on maybe the amounts you've got on whichever route you kind of want to go to. So it's kind of like, I like that difference, but also, like, you're still using a mount. It's still not unique. And like you say, Heart of Thorns was very unique. Like you say, you pull out, and sorry, Boots, we'll come back to you in a second. Like the gun, like that, for example, we went to two or three adventures in Heart of Thorns, and they were very different. Like one, you jumping around using a glider, right? Yeah, I understand that. Like the glider, you don't actually get the glider by that point at all. So you will be going back to that adventure to improve on it. And it's like, that's what adventures are like in Path of Fire as well, because you haven't got hardly any of the mounts at this point. You haven't got the Gryphon, you haven't got the Sky Scale, you haven't got the Beetle. If you're just coming into it now and you're playing through story order, you've only got Springer and Raptor at the moment, and maybe the Skimmer. So you've got most of them like with like the core expansion. So this actually takes a lot longer. So you're going to come back. That incentivizes you to come back. And even when you get the Beetle later on, it incentivizes you to come back for the adventures, but also for the races as well. There's always like this repeatable content which you can do quicker and actually do better and more efficiently, than get dailies if you want to do that. But I just like the Heart of Thorns adventures were so much better in my opinion, just for uniqueness. But I get why they did it for this expansion. Like, you know, the engineered gun thing, like with the warming up, there's like different mechanics. There's almost the thing that Crew's talking about with like charging up the weapon. And then there's another one where you just collect bugs. And then the one that Boots is definitely better than me, where you're like just like hitting these things off of the mushrooms and you're collecting them off the floor, and you got to think about the poison. And you got to think about, you know, your path through this course, which, you know, I think is a very consistent thing through each adventure. It's always about your path and the way you go through the journey and the adventure. Like, actually makes sense. But
top 500 again.
Sorry,
I got top 500, top today for this thing.
Awesome.
Nice.
I'm just getting bronze. I'm sucking at this. But yeah, I mean, Boots, what were you gonna say? Sorry, I was talking.
So when you guys are talking about doing races rather than these collection things, for example,
Yes.
do you mean the event races, or do you mean an adventure that just does a race?
My idea would have been to take those event races, but have the option to pop into them via the adventure system at any given time. And then during those dynamic event moments, more people would congregate into that dynamic event. And then you could show off, like, oh, I was doing this adventure and mastering this route. I know how to do it the fastest.
Okay.
So
kind of like the Mad King's Realm.
Yeah,
Beetle
and they started
races.
doing that later on, season 4, and especially during, as you just said, Halloween. You can do that as well. And I like what Halloween does more than what this collect supply and then bring it back to the same point does in Path of Fire.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. I think that I think the Mad King Realm races, the way they have it set up, is the way to do race style adventures for sure, where you could replay it as many times as you want when the event isn't going on, but you still have that element of hey, look at all these people competing against me at the same time every once in a while when you do the event. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that I don't think everything should be races though, right? Like
No.
I like
No.
like the for example, the one we're gonna go to next,
Yes.
right, Jebro?
An executive decision by Boots.
Yeah, I was just trying to. Interestingly enough, I was going through Path of Fire, and I was like, as soon as you start to get towards the later maps, there is less. It feels like there's less adventures, but I've actually just found 2 here. But I was just wondering if they started to get less. Now there's one there as well. Is that definitely? I just want to 100% check this one. I'm sure there was one that wasn't like you don't have to necessarily do it, but like I'm sure there was
Apparently
one
we
that
do.
wasn't. We're building up. We're building up, Boots. I promise.
The Gryphon ones aren't. They are their own. I mean, they're marked with the same markers, but they are Gryphon races. It is interesting that in Living Season 4 and beyond this, we would see diversity come back to these. So it does seem like it was a very specific move, like you said, to showcase the mounts. Maybe also the maps and the way that the mounts interacted with the maps. I mean, I mentioned earlier that I like that there are the markers and the goalposts and stuff like that to draw your attention to a point and something to interact with and give you those benchmarks. But maybe we can talk about this when we get to End of Dragon. So I just want to keep this in our mind while I'm actually kind of thinking about it. Do we think that codifying something into like an adventure in this way, where you go up to somebody and they're like, hey, this is wild, but I've got a fantasy stopwatch and I'm going to time you to see how fast you can do something. Do we feel like that breaks the flow and immersion of the world in a way that takes us out of just activities we might stumble upon, adventures we might have, but that now because they're behind this interface, they feel less like they are a natural part of the journey and adventure that we took, and something we discovered and then got an achievement for or something, versus like having them all be marked and kind of codified in this system. I don't know. I don't know if that would have played any role as well and why they would change it in End of Dragons, but it felt more natural to me in Heart of Thorns. Here, it feels like maybe that border between the kind of like game gimmicky is more obvious to me. But Living Season 4, I think, again, we'll get into some that do kind of reflect more a story beat that then have some game mechanics attached to it, or, like a discovery or an adventure that have some game mechanics attached to it.
Sure.
Yeah, it's interesting because they're kind of, I guess you could weave a story when you're playing those Heart of Thorns adventures, when you're talking to the new hawk, and maybe the new hawk is like, hey, go collect these like seed pods for me, I need them. And then here it feels more like just stationary, stagnant activities to engage with that happen to be all the same. I guess the story is that they need supplies and stuff, but when that's kind of every single beat, it doesn't really feel as much like a story, is more so just a reason to do it. That's just there.
Yeah, I don't know if for any of these adventures really, I've personally tied lore story to try to immerse myself into what I'm doing.
No, I don't do it.
But I understand why you might want to. I like it. I like the idea of it.
For sure.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like, oh wow, I went fast.
Okay, we're coming over to you. Actually, there's like there's like 3 chests in here, man. Like, I need to go through and like collect these, and like this is something I can do after I've done my exams.
Why are you in the
maybe.
domain of Abby, Boots?
Because he told me to go here.
This is where you wanted to go, isn't it?
No, it's not where I wanted to go.
Oh, you got it marked.
You gave me a waypoint. Okay,
No,
wait.
Jebro's in Jahai.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
That's why I was like, why were you in
wait.
domain?
Wait.
Because he put a waypoint in chat, and I had to follow it.
Oh wait, wasn't this the place you marked?
Yeah,
this is the
no,
place you
I
marked.
I marked the question mark
Yeah,
area.
yeah, this is where I am.
No, wait,
I'm
where are
moving
you?
there now.
No, you're not.
I'm
No,
on the
that's
same map.
somebody put,
Question mark.
you put the wrong waypoint. Look at my waypoint,
did I?
personal waypoint to the.
You're not at the
west of you.
question mark, but you are close.
No, I'm
Suddenly,
going there.
Jebro is like, I just can't see the adventures anymore. Boots, where is the? I don't see
The
anything
reason
on the
why
map.
I was there was I was looking
There's
at chests.
nothing.
I kept seeing the chest, and then I was like, I want to help the devs, so I'm going to take screenshots of the chests quickly.
Okay, look, very important. We are now going to the adventure that started off my love of doing literally nothing for no reason. Doing the stupidest thing. Just continuously,
I love doing nothing.
That was a good way of describing that, I guess.
In Guild Wars 2, I don't know why, but I feel like I spend the most time
Doing
doing
nothing?
doing stuff that's not like, you know, completing the not map
consequence.
completion, not getting achievements, not going for raid bosses. I just do
That's
nothing.
MMOs. Yeah, absolutely.
But like a lot of it, and like competitively, and I think.
Who are you
that this is the
competing with,
epitome of
yourself?
that. Yeah. For example, this. If you come to where I am, you could teleport to friend.
Also, can we just appreciate how beautiful my character looks? I love the bobbleheads.
Especially with the
Always,
head,
always. I will always 110%.
Oh my god, it's Zoja!
And
legend.
Minister
Come
Codicus and
back to
Cormier.
us.
Hey, look, it's Cormier. Don't gaze directly at her.
The last time Zoja was in the game was during season 4, so she was around during Krakatoric. All y'all are wrong.
Oh, this is totally unconnected from anything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's sort of connected, but today earlier when I was playing Final Fantasy XIV on my own time, I got somebody in a dungeon who said, oh, I found your Twitch, and I play both Final Fantasy XIV and Guild Wars 2 as well, and we got into a conversation while we were running. And they said to me, I really loved End of Dragons. I'm so excited about like the future of the game. And, you know, it was really great how they wrapped up the stuff with the dragons. And I really hope that in the next expansion, they bring back the human gods. And I was like, oh yeah, that'd be so cool. And then they went, because I want to punch Cormier in the face. And I was like, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, no. And when you brought up Cormier, I just immediately thought of that conversation and how strongly this one individual feels about personally holding Cormier accountable for how she treated players in Nightfall.
Have you ever seen the video?
Amazing.
No.
There's somebody made a cartoon of Cormier in Nightfall, and it's pretty funny. Let's try to find it for you.
Hold on, I didn't know that your mounts would also be bobble-headed.
Yeah. Mounts have bobbleheads.
I don't even know what you have to do in there. I can't remember what we're doing right now.
Okay,
I'm on my
so
way down.
You're just killing things. You're not even interacting with the adventure tab.
Oh, right,
This
okay.
is the drug one. I love
this episode's
one.
about adventures, Jebro.
I know,
So
but
when
like I was
I-
just hitting them. I was helping someone. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you a story. So I'm pretty sure that the Beetle came out before Jahai Bluffs, correct?
Oh, it's Scarlet. I forgot about this. Sorry, wait. What?
Yeah.
Episode 3. And this was episode 4. So yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. So when the Beetle came out, I got it, and they had that one adventure, the Beetle Race, that's like learning how to ride your Beetle, and that's in Domain of Corn, I think it is. Yeah. So I did that adventure so many times, like a ridiculous amount of times, and it doesn't make sense because why do you do it? You don't get extra rewards. You just get a little tick on the thingamajig, and it was very dumb.
Isn't
for me
it the
to do that.
leaderboard thing that you like doing?
The leaderboard thing, yeah. So I got really good on the leaderboard, but the point is that there's no rewards whatsoever for it. I just did it over and over again for hours on end, and I don't know why. And then the next episode comes out, and this adventure comes out, which is literally called run around for no reason, and I felt like it was speaking directly to me. I felt like, I guess Scarlet Briar was going, "Hey Boots, this is for you," and it was for me. And I figured out that the best way to do this is on your what's it called? On your Jackal map.
Oh, is it Jackal? Ah, okay.
I was gonna say, I need to interrupt. Has anyone bobbleheaded the siege turtle yet? It is unnerving.
Oh
this is not okay.
No.
This is not okay.
I haven't actually done that.
The head.
Yeah.
The head.
So I did this very many times, but this is one of those situations where I really want to see who's in first place, because I don't have whoever's is in first place on the leaderboard.
Is it because you can't get to first place?
No, I at one point I was second place.
I bet.
No. At one point I was first place. I was first place when I made a video about it. I was first place, and now I'm not anymore. But now I'm 22nd overall, and I really want to know.
Wow! What? How could you?
And now I really want to know
fans?
which 21 people, or I don't actually want to know who. I want to know what the highest time is
You want
now.
to know
So
all
mine
of
is
the
at
21 people that are ahead of you?
I don't want to. I just want to know what the highest time is now to see
need
how far
therapy?
off I am after like 5 years or something.
I didn't even
I
get
do have to
bronze.
say, this adventure is absolutely incredible and hilarious, and I love it. Like,
It's amazing.
I remember the first time that I encountered this, and I was just laughing so hard. Oh my god, the siege turtle! I
Oh,
looked
that's
that's a good idea. That is such a good idea.
I don't think I've seen the
so bad.
I've not seen the
Oh, this
bobblehead
guy's
with that sky scale either.
Oh, this is incredible. But this is what I mean. I think this is
God.
where adventures shine, where they add something memorable. And the fact that, like, we are here, and what are you doing? You're running around for no reason because it's fun.
But look at the skimmer I've got. Mine's just the bot thing. So I'm like, what happened here? Like, did it just make the whole thing big?
Nick?
I don't actually know.
I just love this. It has so much flavor. It has so much personality. The bizarre hallucinations of all the major characters in the game with bobbleheads. Like, it's so good.
This is the epitome
my
of
God.
adventures for me, and it is definitely what sparked my love of adventures overall. And I
Honestly, I want the roller beetle face to be this size because it's hella cute.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's great. Oh my god. Well, on the Sura, the face is actually almost as big as the body.
So let me tell you why the Jackal's the best for this.
You sure?
Yeah.
Go the deep dive of the jackal. Show us
Okay.
show us the way.
Because look, because of the fact that it jumps pretty well, okay, whatever. But the teleport is very important here because you move kind of slowly, right?
Right.
So the teleport is really important. Also, it's much more easier to control than a jackal. Also, every time you get one of these items, like the pies or whatever, you get your teleport back. So you could just continuously teleport. So like once I get to this area here where there's a pie on this one and then there's a pie on the other mushroom and then it goes back to the original one, you could teleport one way and then just teleport right back the other way right away. It's really cool.
What is
And you
happening?
get
Sorry,
really
what?
fast.
My
Really
turtle
fast.
is now a snake that's just got a shell on it. Like,
Oh
what?
yeah, look at that.
See, it's super distracting.
Now
Very
that
phallic, too.
I've
very
tried this with the
phallic.
jackal boots, I can confirm that these are the pro strats. I mean, I feel like your
that's it.
insight and help here has already drastically improved my performance. So
You're welcome.
thank you.
I will mention though, I just tried out the turtle. It's weird. I think like the physics of the turtle is distinct from the physics of anything else. Like because you don't with every other mount when you jump or fly, you levitate a lot more than you're supposed to. But with the turtle, you don't levitate more than you're supposed to. So I think it's like its own physics engine or something.
It seems to be very distinct. It has its turn feels more like the skiff rather than a mount.
Yeah. Maybe
yeah,
it's
it's
because it
slower,
also
yeah.
goes underwater. Maybe because it also goes underwater, it has to like exist in its own
the
sphere.
turtle. That was a snake.
Yes. No, I understand why it goes underwater because it's
No.
amphibious.
I mean about the turning.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be slow, right? That's the
Wow,
whole
I
thing.
only got bronze. Yeah, this one's a bit difficult.
Actually, pretty hard.
Actually,
The
like, yeah.
The ambient dialogue is also one of my favorite things ever, and just showcases why I love the writers of this game so much. Like, just so weird as the characters give you these just super trippy insights into bizarre things. I just got asked if I've ever licked an Itzel. Like, it's very good.
Only with their permission.
It's
Yeah,
just
or
like
permission.
Maybe you kill them in the jungle and you just needed you need a snack.
it's just funny how like
That's grim.
Scarlett's just there, like this blue burst just like every like 4 seconds. Hi,
Yeah,
just
Mitrin
waving.
didn't need the sacrifice herself. She just could have seen Mitrin whenever she wanted to.
Amazing.
Oh, where did
Gosh.
Griff go?
Anyway, okay.
Oh, okay.
Is there any other adventures in Living World Season 4 that we can
Well,
have a
we
look
could do
at?
the easy beetle race, the training beetle race.
Isn't
Training
that in
beetle race
Kessex?
and or
Isn't that?
That is in Corna, I think, domain of Corna.
Oh, I thought the training one was in the beginning of the game somewhere.
Nope, it's when the beetle came out.
Oh, the official, because on the wiki, it's got like there's a proper official training mount, training mount.
Oh yeah,
race.
well, I think it's called training. I think that's the one in domain of Corna. Yeah, let's go.
I don't know. I think we should just keep doing this one all day.
I'm okay with that too. that is what I did for probably a month straight when this came out.
Direct us.
Oh, so good. I love that. That's so good. Yeah, we could do the roller beetle. We could show a Gryphon race, or those ones are pretty hard, but I do think they're just
do
so
the
cool.
Gryphon first. I know that Rook's talked about the Gryphon quite a lot. So let's do the Gryphon one. Do you know a Gryphon? I know an area where I think there is one, but I can't. Do you have one in mind
I mean,
specifically?
There are Gryphon races on all of them. There's one here in Jahai. There's the one that's just over by Fortress of Jahai.
Yeah, go that one.
I think you go down over the waterfall in that one, if I remember. It's been a while. I'm not very good at these. I'm
Which
very bad
one?
at them.
Which one? Whereabouts is it? Can you share us a waypoint there?
Yeah, it's over here.
Oh, the music is so good.
I put a I don't know. Can you see my waypoint? It's over. It's by where you marked. It's by the Fortress of Jahai. It's just down in the.
Oh, there, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I was listening to the music as well, like the distortion on it was like. Burp, 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 burp. Isn't it Faren's? Is that Faren's music? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So good.
All right, fine. I'll stop playing this one.
Are we the
Okay, where we
Lightbringers of
go?
LB guild? No. This is the Lightbringers. The other one. The other one. It's
Oh my God.
TBLT. It's like BLT, but T at the beginning. Different time.
TBLT.
Yes, they did some guild missions on the last weekend as well. So if you are
Wait a
interested,
second,
in
there's
joining,
another Lightbringers?
do it. Don't know actually.
There can only be one
Uh-oh.
Lightbringers.
Do we have to fight to the death?
Yeah, we do for sure, definitely.
I'm okay with that. Where are we going? Oh yeah, domain of core. Am I in the right place? No, I'm not in the right
Same
place.
map. But
Oh
that's
no, we go down. We go here. Follow me to the. Oh wait, you're doing the Gryphon race, right?
Yeah, we're doing the Gryphon
Never
one.
mind. Never mind.
Then we're gonna do we'll do the bit. It's okay, but it's okay, Boots. Okay.
Oh my gosh,
Speaking of
it's
Gryphon
been
races.
so.
Someone's got to teach me how to do that that swirl, like when you could swirl dive bomb or swirl going up. You know, in all those really cool Gryphon videos,
Yeah.
they like twist and turn as they spiral up and they spiral down, rather than just
Yeah.
straight up dive bombing. How do you do
Absolutely. Well,
I wanna learn how to do that.
should get some of them on the podcast to show us.
We should at some point.
that? Yeah.
I wish I were better. Like, I learned so much from doing the Gryphon races in Path of Fire / Living Seasons, and then also the one that they have at the festival. The
Like the
Festival-
cliffs, like
Yes,
yeah. That's the one. Yeah. That's good.
Labyrinth.
And I really it was a whole facet of the game that I did not even know anything about until on a whim we started to do those. And I think that I ended up doing them because just like somebody in the community recommended, we were asking for things that we could do. And, you know, I had said like, oh, we did our chair collection, we did these other things. And somebody said like, have you done the Gryphon mastery race courses yet? So again, it wasn't something that even I necessarily like explored and discovered, although now as a player I would know to look out for those, but somebody just told me about them and then we started doing them and I went, oh my gosh, I can't believe that these were just in here. Like, it totally changed not only how I viewed that mount, but also how I viewed, I think, kind of open world exploration events in the game. Like, I was so used to stuff like hearts that I was kind of desensitized to even like really seeking those things out unless I had a reason to. And yeah, so these really surprised me and they were so difficult and I made a fool of myself on stream, but there's actually there's still a part of me that really you know, wants to get maxed out on all of them. I think I did eventually get gold chest on most of them. All of them? There might just be a
so
few
you're
that I
like now
haven't,
a
but
master of the Gryphon racing.
it's been ages and it took me weeks and I don't think I could repeat it easily.
Nice. That's cool. I need to remember the controls for this. Climb and drive. Okay.
1,000 on this. I gotta fix that.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh, the lifetime. Look at this. I've got some people guilds. Wait, Boots is like number 821?
Yeah,
Boots?
I think I've only done this like 3 times.
There's no one on the
You're so
leaderboard for
good.
today. Get number 1.
It's time.
Time to go.
Raider time. It's whatever time. What do I have to do?
It's time to do.
Oh, there is a. Oh god, here we go. No. Oh my god. I remember the button. One of the buttons. Which one's climb
Does it
free?
tell you where to go afterwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to hit the bubble first though. And you usually
crap.
have to do it all in one smooth take.
Oh my
like
god,
you can't.
that's so difficult.
It's really hard and it's like really good though.
Yeah, I remember now. Like you really need to. Do you need to do the spin?
Oh, I keep pulling up too soon.
Oh, we go that way. Yeah, you
There we
gotta
go.
do it at least once before to like know where the next one is, eh?
There we go. I'm on this now. I got it. May have had to have dived a little bit before then. Oh no! Where do I go? Oh, it's all the way over there. Oh, actually, I can dive here. And we can climb. Oh no, I didn't climb that far. No, it was not enough. Whee! And you can press space as well. Sorry, making noise. I always do that.
I remember this.
Whenever on these things. Actually, these are the most fun ones, to be fair. Honestly, where we normally get hosted by someone from, is it Wallow or something? Oh, Balls, no.
It's
No.
I think it's balls, yeah.
Yeah, Balls is the one who usually hosts. Yeah.
We'll go this way.
Good old balls.
But like this is one of the things that I just think is so incredibly smart about these. Like not only does it make you experience the landscape in a way that you can't experience on any other mount, you know? Like
That's so
I
true.
think this is just so gorgeous, but it also makes you appreciate this mount and how unbelievably versatile it is. And when people talk about the fact that like, oh, the Gryphon is still the like most like sky scale may have kind of more generalized practicality, but if you're incredibly adept at the Gryphon, it is faster and more efficient in many regards, but it involves like this level of knowledge. I mean, like you were pointing out, knowing when to do your updraft, when to beat your wings to, you know, monopolize on one of the plunges that you're doing. There are just like so many little things about it that are so cool. And I think that these are really difficult, but at the same time, like I said, they totally expanded how I both saw the world and engaged with this mount. So for me, like out of all of the kind of adventure adjacent offerings that we have, as far as just Path of Fire goes, I think these were some of the most successful. When we get to like the living season stuff and the running around with no purpose, like those are so funny and I love them. But I think these races are just so good.
I'm going through all the emotions. I'm doing this. My face is just like, yes, I'm starting to remember how to do this, and that's cool. Thank you, chat, for the information as well, because I completely forgot you can press spacebar when you're diving. This is hard, and the podcast is over now.
This is
this
all
is
we're
where
gonna
I'm going to be
do.
here.
Sorry.
25
It becomes
seconds.
soul consuming.
Oh,
Someone
that's
good.
better. Like,
I beat my time from 31 to 29. There's improvement.
oh, that's better. Oh, nice. And like, even if there's like a little bit of progress, like it just feels really good. Like it does feel really good. Like genuinely, it's really awesome.
Yeah. As you start to just like really hone in on like how you can do it, it's so precise, and really some of the times on these are so intense for gold, like
I
absolutely
got silver on my
ridiculous.
first one. Nice. I got silver. Not my first one, but I got silver. Oh my god, I got the achievement as well. Yes.
Well done.
Nice.
Damn, that was good. Oh my
See?
god, that was hard.
I'm telling you, they are so fun, honestly.
Damn, you two just rocked this. You got like 29 and 31. I'm like sitting here with 43 and I'm well happy.
You're doing great though, Jebro.
You're doing great.
That's the first time I've done it. That's the first time I've ever done it. That's exciting. See that? There you go. Live instant feels. That's the first time I've ever done that, peeps. So that is the raw emotion and enjoyment of the adventure right there. There you go. Sorry, I get excited about stuff.
Now you gotta get gold, right?
No, not right now. I don't think you
Proof,
need
you're
to for the
muted.
achievement, though, right?
Groof is muted.
No, Kurf, you're muted.
And I think they're also
No, I'm
muted.
good.
Like,
Talking to someone.
oh, okay.
Wow, you're talking to someone while you're talking to
Yeah,
us. That's like the
multitasking.
rudest.
Jeez.
It's just like my brother's like really needy.
Where is there another one we can do with the
Another Griffin one?
Oh yeah, there is
Gryphon
one. Right.
There's a
where I'm
ton
at,
of Griffin ones, yeah.
at
What's the other really good
Codner
one?
Temple
All right, show me another Gryphon
down
one.
south.
Hi podcasts, we're still going. Yes, these are really good. I also really love my skin because it's the engineer kind
Glowing.
of holographic skin, which is very cool. And we got the just showing them off right now.
I don't think, and maybe I'm wrong, but somebody can tell me. I don't think that there is a special item achievement for doing like getting gold on all of the Gryphon Masters. Maybe there are, or all the Gryphon racetracks, because like with Roller Beetle, there's that scarf.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You can buy that from
you can buy that, yeah.
with those things.
It would be so cool if they had something like that as well for Gryphon
agree.
races.
I don't
and then
think
like
it should stop at the Griffin races. I really think there should be a meta achievement for all of the adventures together. You know, like if you could get gold on all the adventures, you should get something special.
that'd be very cool.
Oh, is that one
Get a
there?
Gryphon mount skin and a Roller Beetle mount skin.
Well, that is actually a very good idea, honestly. Where is? Are you talking? Where is that adventure one? Oh, there you are.
When you miscalculate the distance and you just keep circling at the same rate on your Griffin.
Yeah.
Just
Upset
keep
it
spinning
downward
around the
spiral.
goal.
You're down. Oh yeah, I see you. Okay.
Okay, you're over here. Cool. I'll mark it. Wait, what? Oh, you can actually click on that. I didn't even know you could do that. You can click on the adventure on the map. I didn't even know. I didn't even know you could do that. That's fun. Okay. Oh, I got a coin. Nice. It's just like,
Oh.
I don't think I've actually done this adventure either, so that's
I
good.
got 27 seconds.
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay, so it's very doable to get the 25 probably.
I mean, you're 2 away. Honestly. You're
Do you go
good.
faster if you use your boost?
What boost?
Like the vigor boost?
I feel like an old man
If you
when I'm
go,
playing with
like
you.
when you are going down, then you flap. Yeah, you do go faster, but you also have a higher chance of like hitting the ground.
Hey, what's these tears of Jahai? What the hell? I'm finding loads of stuff. Oh my god.
Did you even play season 4, Jebro?
I did.
Like Jebro.
I complete every single map religiously. Like I go through and I complete every single map. Like where is the? Yeah.
Good news
complete.
is though, I am now in the top 500 for this thing.
Nice.
Nice.
Hey!
There you go. Only 499 speed.
Yeah, to
That wasn't
eliminate.
too bad.
All I need to know is their names.
Now I really want what other races could there be with these? There isn't there wouldn't be sky scale races. Would be a bit silly because it's just the same thing. Turtle races would be boring probably. I don't know. We'll just chat. Chat. What do you think? Do you like the Gryphon races? Would you like some more Gryphon races? Do you like more stuff? Is there a Gryphon races in the Dragon? No, I failed that. That was really bad.
No.
No.
Not any that I've seen, but I feel like that could be so cool though. Like some of Echo Vault and those sorts of areas. If you could do
Yeah.
Gryphon races through them, I think it would be
Absolutely.
so gorgeous.
Oh shit.
It
Sorry.
would be. I don't think they would because
What?
it's a
How
Path of
dare
Fire
you?
specific
We're
mount.
now the Gryphon champion Lightbringer team. Like, how dare you?
Oh, I was like, is this
I-
a take where Jebro isn't actually talking to me, but is just
No,
vocally
I'm
complaining about
I'm
something?
just- I'm
Okay, it is
upset
about
with
me.
you.
It is about
You
me.
are fired
Are we
again.
called the Lightbringers now, or are we called the Flightbringers?
Ooh.
Lightbringer!
That could be work. That could work. I don't want to redo the art though, so no.
Here's the thing.
Just put
here's
an
the
F
thing.
in front of it.
Here's the
Sure.
thing, though, for me, right? As they continue to add mounts to the game,
Yes.
I do think that the idea, mounts and masteries, right? The idea of how do we continue to give these things extended relevance? How do we showcase what we've done with these, even if it is at a different expansion, right? One of the things that I have loved is that in so many cases, I think particularly as we got through Living Season 4 and then in Icebird Saga as well, and maybe not as much quite with End of Dragons, although there's still some, right? They have integrated previous masteries to continue to diversify how players can interact with maps and navigate areas. Now, obviously there are some that are more specific to certain regions, like your toxicity mastery for the poison and stuff like that, but
I was wondering
I
where you
do
were going with
think-
the toxic thing. I was like, players?
oh well, with
No,
the
yeah,
mastery,
yeah.
the mastery you get for
I'm just
exploring
being
those areas,
I'm just
right?
being a silly person.
But
You.
But to me, I really think they should look at continuing to integrate things like Beetle races, Gryphon races, all of this kind of stuff and content, even into expansions that don't necessarily feature that mount, or living seasons that follow. Because
Yeah.
one, I think it does diversify how they can continue to build out maps. Two, it gives more longevity for those masteries than it just being some kind of fun novel thing that you did for one expansion and then never touch. And three, as we keep building out mounts and how many mounts we have in the game, it gives some kind of relevance to getting those, as well as incentivizing players to be like, oh, hey, there's this cool collection, or there's this reward, or there's this thing. How do I get it? Oh, I need to get the Gryphon mount from, Path of Fire. Okay, well, and I know that might seem perhaps a little bit more prohibitive in the sense that ArenaNet is usually very good about not trying to make demands on players to have to have other expansions or things
maybe
like that.
that's why
But-
there's not that many adventures in the new maps in the EOD, because you don't have access to the Gryphon and stuff like that, so that they don't want to.
Yeah, but there's other ways that you can do. You can have
Yeah.
adventures though, right?
I think that's the definite reason as to why they didn't do any races. However, we have things like mount taxis and mount rental systems, and currently that's only
True.
available to the Raptor.
Wait, can't you
But-
rent? You can rent mounts for races though in Mad Kings, can you?
Yes, but you just get a Raptor.
Yeah, for the race.
So if
yeah,
they
yeah.
expanded that to a Gryphon, for that one adventure, I guess it also give people. Even if you don't have the Gryphon mastery, if you go to Vabi and you interact with some of the Gryphon roosts, you actually get a Gryphon before you unlock the mastery.
Yeah, it's play about
So-
on it. Yeah, get you hooked.
Yeah,
Oh, I've never done
you
this
could,
one.
You could do something where it's more just a temporary thing for people to try for that adventure. And then that would maybe even lead people to go oh, I want this mount. How do I get it? Oh, I have to purchase Path of Fire? Let's go.
Yeah,
We
and I
have
think it then
boats,
gives
yeah.
think it then gives players that really liked something about that more opportunities to keep engaging with it or get additional stuff, while also just making it so that you can have more events that feature different things. Like, we do have the heart that uses the Springer mount and the heart that uses the Raptor mount. But again, like the jump from like the interest of, you know, just jumping on buildings and smushing a thing versus like these really fun kind of tailored showcasings of different mount features. I feel like there is a different level that you can do with these, especially when you have these different tiers of difficulty and rewards and like getting gold on them. I just think this would be fun to still get to see in the game. I think there's a lot of really great content in End of Dragons and open world stuff, but this is definitely one of the things that I'd like to see continue. I would love Jack puzzles, because I just never use the jackals unless there is a puzzle or something for them, or I just feel like I want to show off the jackal because I got a cute skin. But otherwise, it really doesn't feel like there's a huge reason for me to have a jackal the vast majority of the time, unless I'm doing something really hyper specific to it. So like, and those opportunities are pretty few and far between outside of Path of Fire, right? So
actually bring up, I forgot how niche the jackal actually is. I guess it's good if you want something that has more dodges to it, but
It's my go-to over the raptor every time.
really,
Yeah, every time. I don't know why. It's my go-to.
yeah, I haven't used the jackal in a hot minute actually. It's fun. I wonder what the cost of production is versus the actual payoff on these adventure systems, because I don't know if a large amount of people are doing adventures.
I don't know what payoff? Like, like what is payoff in a game when it's just like little diversions instead of the actual game
Well,
itself?
I feel like they put a lot of effort in during Heart of Thorns because, you know, you have to put your chips on something, and maybe because they made them so unique and so individual, they were like, oh, these are really cool mini games, people will play them. And then they saw that when they went to that extent, people really weren't engaging with them. So maybe that's why they made them a little bit more samey in Path of Fire. And then they saw that people still weren't really doing them, but that might have just been because like it wasn't a great adventure style. And then we didn't get them in End of Dragons. So Heart of Thorns is extremely impressive because they are so unique, but that probably was more effort to make each and every one feel super unique and tailored to that area.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think there is something to be said about like us not really knowing how many people interact with them. I think there's also something to be said about, though, like, again, like we were kind of talking about, codifying them into a type of content that people would look out for and like try to interact with, be it because of rewards or titles, or like so many people, it seemed to me at least, when the roller beetle came out, really were excited to engage with that and to do all the races and to get that scarf and to get, because it was like, here's a set of content that you can do that will actually culminate in something that, you know, will give you something unique, or you'll be able to do something unique for this. And so to me, I think it's more so like, if adventures are just kind of more focused hearts, then of course I don't think there's going to be a lot of longevity or interest in them. Or like if the rewards are but not like astonishing, or I mean, we even talked about the leaderboard elements, how like that can be incentivizing in and of itself. I think you could codify them into a system so that like a mega achievement, like you were talking about, Boots, or like I was mentioning, having some kind of adventurer hub or something where you could see leaderboards on different things and there could be some unique content. Not that I think they have to do this, because again, like, the experience of the open world and the discoveries and adventures of End of Dragons, there's so much good stuff there to enjoy that feels like it's very organically introduced into the world and integrated into it and what you might explore and find. So that it's not like I felt the lack of adventures in that. But I do think there's a lot of value in them, and they draw attention to various facets. And if they were kind of codified into a larger system, I could see more people being interested in them, as opposed to them just being kind of like I don't know, and just an optional little doodad that you can do. But
Yeah.
like if it was actually something where you were thinking in your head, you know, what are activities that I like to do in the game? Oh, well, I'm a world versus worlder, I'm a PvPer, I'm an adventurer. Could be something that would be
I'm an
fun.
adventurer. Ooh.
I'm an adventurer. Like I think that could be something fun. I don't know exactly how you do that or realize or if it's really worth the development time, but I do think it's an interesting feature of the game that rarely gets talked about.
Yeah, I would love that actually. But since they're not even in End of Dragons, I don't know if we could expect something like that happening anytime
Oh yeah.
soon.
You mean
Although I wasn't
generally adventures?
expecting Seasons of the Dragon, the meta achievement coming. So who knows?
Shit.
Who knows?
Well, on that note, we did talk about Beetles. I heard some talk about Beetles. Talk about Beetles. So let's go over here. Icebreed Saga, actually. We're gonna go to Icebreed Saga first. Sorry, that's my thing on the list. We're getting there.
Oh
So
my
we had.
goodness.
we're just getting we're holding the best till kind of last. So if we have a look at the map, adventures were Heart of Thorns, Path of Fire, Crystal Desert. It's almost like you need something else on the compass to take you to like living stories sometimes. Which adventure do you want to do in Icebreed Saga?
There are actually 3 unique adventures in Drizzlewood Coast.
Okay, that's true.
There is the Ravenflight one, there is the Wolverine fight, and then the
We should
Ox
definitely do the
Dash.
Ravenflight one.
I love the Ravenflight one.
I actually do as well.
So good.
Is that the one? Wait,
It's the one where you follow the Raven, and I think all of the times are within like 5 milliseconds of each other because it's like really straightforward.
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
not.
Okay,
Who
it's not
has
one
the
I was
better
thinking.
ping? That really comes down
Wait,
to it.
what's the
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
with the mirrors?
The mirrors.
Oh,
it mirrors?
that's not an adventure.
That's not
That's
adventure.
just like
Oh, yeah, that's an
optional world
achievement, isn't it?
content.
You know what I
They're
like
like,
about the
Oh,
Ravenflight
the
one
light
though?
puzzles.
The light
I
puzzles, yeah.
I like the
Okay.
story tie over for the Ravenflight one a lot. Like where you're getting contacted by the party, and then the commander's like an irritated eagle screech or something like that.
I think
Solid.
the eagle one has so much personality. Like it's not even the most difficult. I mean, I think the Gryphon flight races are far more, technically difficult and have to show a mastery of something, right? But the Ravenflight one still comes to my mind every time because those little character beats are so funny and the music is gorgeous and the way it kind of ties into the lore.
Oh no!
And letting you,
Oh,
connect
she's back,
spirit.
actually.
Letting you connect with the spirit.
Sorry, you disappeared
then-
for a second.
I disappeared?
Yeah, you
back
went.
now.
You said law, and then you went away. You are returned. You are returned now. You are back.
What was the last thing I said?
You said law.
Something about lore. The Raven lore.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it ties into the lore of the area. There's really funny little character beats with the commander. You get to actually connect with the spirit. The music is gorgeous. And it gives you such a different perspective of the map and the action that's happening on it. Like, it might not even be the hardest one compared to things like the Gryphon races, but it's still something that, when I think about adventures, I still think about this one. It pops up in my head.
Nice.
I also think about the Wolverine fight. I found that was so interesting that I think it was one of the only adventures where you have to fight something and it's timed. So the faster you kill it and the more impressive feats that you do, you get more points for it.
Yeah.
It was a really interesting idea, but it also could have just been a strike mission.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, yeah,
I
it's
mean,
really
you
cool,
never
though.
know. But someone tell which one are we going to? I just noticed again my Jade
I'm at
bot.
the Raven right now.
Okay, I'm going to my Jade bot again told me that there are chests on the map to get. So I ran over to the main ending bit of the first part and was like, oh, okay, I can get some free chests.
Is there a wiki page for the Wolverine one that tells you how to get your pointage up, like how to get a higher score, what exactly you're supposed to be doing?
You dodge attacks, you break the break bar, and I think you maybe combo field. But I know dodging and breaking the break bar gives you like more impressive points.
More impressive points.
Yeah, you impress the
Impressive.
spirit.
You
I
are
gotta switch characters.
Also,
Traily, right?
I just want to shout out Drizzlewood Coast. I don't think I've given this map its props. And like
Oh, it's one of the best
returning
maps in
here,
the game.
I'm like, it's
Yeah.
actually really, really good.
I love this.
I love
map.
it.
Really solid.
It's
Yeah,
not-
I love the
it's
meta on it. I
so
love
good.
the collections. I love this one.
It's isn't it interesting though how this is just a very isn't this the first real map where they've combined elements of it's like a PV not X but like back thinking about this is the kind of experience I feel like could be really good in PvP but like you have very very like PvE elements, like not like Stronghold, but because they've used world v world elements in here. They've used events, they've used dynamic events really well. There's literally a path all the way through the map, like in some other ones, but you've really got this sense of like battle and like just this ongoing fight between like, you know, as you go through the map and then it resets really nicely. The amount of rewards you get is ridiculous. It does take a long time. But you can
really
kind of piece
appreciate-
out as well. Like and then it's got all the adventures in it. It's got like, you know, like you said, the collections and stuff. It's just cool, and like there's different parts of it where like, damn, I feel like in this epic battle, and then right at the end you've just got this fight with this massive. It culminates really well in two places.
I really appreciate.
Really.
Yeah, that map in particular. Also, I really appreciate the. I think I made a video about it. It was a tongue-in-cheek one, but it was. I still liked it. It was just the environmental feel of it. Also, was very like. Pacific Coast with around Vancouver, I want to say, with just the rain coming down from the large redwoods and stuff. It's so nice. If you could just turn off your like enemy music and turn off the like the dialogue sounds, turn off all that, and just listen to the environmental sounds and just put it way up and sit there in the rain. It's nice.
It's a great way too to show that there are so many diversities of regions that I think other games don't always do as well. I mean, even we were, Path of Fire, there's a lot of discussion about the desert and stuff, but I have to say, I think Path of Fire zones, even with the maybe flatter maps and everything that they tried to evoke with that and to the response from Heart of Thorns, I think you still see them do something with a desert that is one of the most interesting and beautiful deserts that I've seen in a video game.
100%.
Whereas, like, oftentimes in other games, we get to a desert zone and I'm like, oh my god, no, please don't make us be here for that long, because everything is like brown, dirt, sand dune, brown, and it's just the worst. Whereas like even the landscapes in Path of Fire, you have so many interesting things. I was admiring the city when we were there with the the like wind sort of elements that are spinning and the mosaic work and the colors of the sand and the sky at night and all these things. And then you get to Drizzlewood, and it's like, okay, well, we have a lot of mountains in the game and a lot of cold wintry regions, but what is also a part of that? And when you start thinking about something like the Pacific Northwest, I mean, it does make this map stand out because the colors, that kind of rainy element, the way that it transitions up into the mountains and Jormag's corruption, and then the way that, yes, these adventures, I think, so beautifully kind of tie into all the other stuff. It's just so great. It's honestly so well done. I saw here too, Nick had mentioned in chat that, hopefully I don't pronounce this incorrectly, Kevin? Maybe it's Kevin, but it's just spelled a little differently. Kevin Freeman designed Ravenflight and the Wolverine Adventure that we were talking about at ArenaNet. So props, they were good. They were
just
fun.
looking at Wolverine, and somehow I'm 53 lifetime, but I have no idea how I got it or even that I did it.
I can't even see where I've got to go next. Is there an icon to tell you where to go?
But I only got 4
Oh, there it is.
impressives. What does the impressive mean? Is impressive just like a tiebreaker after time, or?
You can't really reset this quickly if you mess up.
Oh, really?
Which is sad.
Damn it.
Can you?
I don't want to go back over there. That was long. Oh, the music.
Do I just interact with this?
Oh, the music is very unique. I don't hear this music often. I've definitely done these.
Yeah.
But
The
music's
music, I think,
different.
is unique to this venture. I believe it was like a unique piece that was written for it, if I'm remembering correctly.
That would make
I remember
sense.
when I first did it on stream when the episode released, another developer, I don't know if it was Ben, I don't remember, another developer was hanging out in the chat and was talking a little bit about it because I was losing my mind over this bird adventure.
Of course you were. Bird of chess,
Yes.
rookery.
So good.
Of course you fucking love this. I didn't even think about that.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love Beeper.
I don't like ravens. I love them. Sorry. It's a song.
Are you kidding me?
Wow. So do
If you
you think
get
this...
too close to the raven, it doesn't spawn it, and then you go through it. Ugh.
Oh. Is it so? With this is very, very much tied to like the story, right? More so.
Yeah.
But like the half ones, do we feel like they were specifically linked to like the story, like heavily, or
The world building, but not the story. Well, not the ones that I know of as far as like specific story beats.
Yeah, it fleshed out the environment and the local wildlife more. This was actually required as a part of the narrative, as a part of the golden path or the personal story. So this one actually, I think these are the first adventures that you have to do to complete the story. Which is interesting.
wait? Did you have to do this to complete the story?
Yeah, you had to do
Yeah,
all
you do
three.
Yeah, and I
Really?
think even
I can't
even the
remember that.
return to achievement has you go back and redo them, if I'm remembering correctly.
Oh wow.
Which I think is actually pretty clever, right? To have some sort of repeatable, I guess what you could consider to be almost quest content. I mean, to tie in the unique idea of the little experiences that adventures offer, but then to also use that as a vehicle for story to break things up versus just being like, you know, here is an instanced encounter here, which honestly, I think the instanced encounters are so fantastic, but like, here are instanced encounters, here is just open world free roaming. To have these kind of things that are in between that might let you take a moment or share some kind of journey, especially if like the first time you go through them there's like a character there, or you're, you know, I think it is smart. And then to let people have like a replayable experience with that, especially if they added some of the like diversity and range of proficiency with it, where maybe just to get through the story beat you wouldn't have to be unbelievably good at it, but if you wanted to get something like those golds like on the Gryphon races, right, you'd have to like show a really strong mastery. I think that could be a good balance, although I'm sure designing that is easier said than done.
I'm like with the Raven now. I'm trying to see if you're right about it. Yeah.
Oh, I remember what happened with the Wolverine one.
Oh, we're gonna do that.
What
one.
happened?
So the reason why I got a good score on it, like 29 seconds, really fast,
Did you choose?
is because no, I mean I didn't cheat per se. It's just that you're allowed. Okay, so when you kill the Wolverine, you're allowed to retry right away, and he like resurrects and comes back.
Oh, and he didn't.
But like if you kill the Wolverine and you have a Condi build, it like keeps ticking down.
no.
And when you reset, you could reset by like starting at like 70% life instead of 100%.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Condition Condi is king in this game, and that just is another point to prove.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nerf it.
Yeah,
Just because of that
I-
one reason.
I feel like I had a bug with this one the first time I ran it. I'm not totally sure. I don't remember back all the way. But it's almost kind of an interesting precursor to the training arena in a sense, right? Where it's kind of demonstrating key mechanics and abilities or things you might want to use to excel at something.
Number 2. I beat Kroof. Boom. Kroof.
In your face, Kroof.
Number
In your
2 for the
face.
day. Lifetime.
What? The whole day?
Well,
Lifetime.
go to
rank-
lifetime. Yeah, what happened?
Whoa,
Lifetime?
what? Lifetime? Oh, damn, I'm behind
yeah,
you by
Boots
like...
is real quick.
Yeah, but I'm behind you by less than a second. Like that,
don't know.
daily between me and Rook. No, between
Oh,
me
yeah,
and Kroof,
no,
which
so
is
there's
like
a
4
max.
seconds. That's
There's literally a max you could get in this one. You cannot be lower than 1 minute and 59 seconds and 20.
the Raven, like actually popping up the things.
Yeah, and then all my friends are tied at first place on this thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Lifetime.
Oh, because it's all story about, they want everyone to be on there. Anyway. So where do I go? Oh my god! What? Complete the flight adventure with a gold rating. Nice, I got 3 achievement points.
Well done.
This is the achievement hunting stream for Jebro. This is awesome. I'm loving this. I'm serious. Like every single Friday, like I get to just hang out with my friends, watching and talking about Guild Wars 2. This is literally the most chill time I get during the week. Like I thank you for this.
It is a very good
much.
time. No, thank you. I always look forward to it with everybody.
Absolutely.
I don't know, it makes the game shine in different ways, and it's just fun to get to hang out. So
For sure.
and I guess like talk about things important to the community and share this with all of you listening or watching. So yeah, that too.
Oh yeah, you
I
are very
like
welcome.
doing adventures. Thank you guys for. I honestly, I suggested we do Beetle racing or whatever adventures, and I didn't expect it to be taken because
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah, thank you for doing
gonna
it.
do it.
Absolutely.
I really do enjoy.
We gotta placate to boot sometimes.
We do. We sass you so much. We have to throw you a bone here or there,
It's interesting how. So I just did the Wolverine one, and the leaderboard is. There are 2 keys. There are 2 factors: time and impressions.
And I don't think that the impressions mean anything.
They don't. But if you want to look at it at another way, like you did more impressive
Oh
stuff
god.
than other people, like you might be further down
Is that
the
CC,
list.
etc.?
But
I
yeah,
guess
it's like
so,
CC,
yeah.
dodging,
I can't
avoiding the
actually remember.
circles.
Oh right, okay, I went to them. That was bad.
But there's no way of knowing.
And CC as well for the break bar, right? I guess. Like
Yeah.
if you can get how many times you can get that down, I guess. They should do like combo fields and stuff. Oh, impressive. Avoid taking damage from some sandwiches or something. I don't know.
Impressed from some sandwiches.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably
my
time
gosh.
to like kill the thing. Oh yeah, this one's great. This is really good. This is easily one of the best ones. It's got combat on it. That's why I like it.
Yeah.
You have to, and you know why it's good, because you have to like think about, you can bring in a different build, and like you can really like, CC. I've got my bot in now, so you can come in with some like super CC builds, and yeah, that's well good. Wait, why has he gone back to full health? Look at that. Oh, he's stuck. Wait, what? Dodge that. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry, I'm going through all the emotions right now. My bot is just like 1v1ing this thing. This is amazing. Impressive moments. I have 12 impressive moments.
Already?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I feel special right now.
That's so
like
impressive,
17.
Jebro.
Look how much Guild Wars 2 is making me feel good about myself right now.
You gotta jump, dodge, block,
Dark and dive.
evade. I think I got like 17 or something.
115.
It would be nice if the
Oh, damn it.
impressive moments also count towards something, but
Yeah, maybe it's a tiebreaker. If you have
Oh,
the
they
same
don't
time as
actually
somebody,
do.
maybe.
They don't count towards anything?
No.
not,
but I
it
felt
shows
really
up in
good.
the leaderboard, but not really.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
see
it would
after
be.
this.
Why isn't there an impressive title where, like, if
Yeah, that would be
you
cool.
reach some ridiculous amount of impressives in that, you then get a title that's impressive? That would be awesome. I'd love that.
I'm on to 23 at the moment. Yeah, give me some of that. I think it's because of the CC. Like, that really adds to it. You get that CC bar down all the way. Oh, this is great. Forgot about this completely. I like these mini. Oh, God, you know what? No, it's making me think about ESO and arenas and single arenas and trying to bring something like that into the game. Not relevant at all. Just making me
I
think.
wonder, do you think doing the adventures is actually a good gold farm? Because like you could do an adventure in 2-3 minutes, and you get a rare, and so I
Think
guess,
about
I guess you get about
Drizzlewood.
40 silver on average each.
Think about Drizzlewood, like those kinds of things.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They're
20
ridiculous,
silver.
aren't they? I got
20
silver.
silver times 2 minutes, so times 30. Yeah, 6 gold. 6 gold an hour, not worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, again, really, it really depends what you enjoy doing. Like for me, PvP is the best, like gold value, because I enjoy that probably the most. Even though I do rage at my PC and I want to destroy the entire world afterwards. But like, you know, I mean, sometimes that is some enjoyment. But you know, so I feel bad that doesn't count. The impressives, like flipping Boots is number 6 and got 14 impressives. Like it has no relevance whatsoever. I got 29.
Yeah.
God damn it. Like
It's okay, Jebro. We know you're the real champion in our hearts.
in my own heart, that's the important thing.
On my lifetime score of 53rd overall, has only 4 impressives.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You've just got to kill it.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. That's a really good one, actually. I like it when they take you into your sense. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about that one to be a strike, Gryph? Is that the one?
Yeah. I mean, like, the
That'd
one
be
thing about
interesting.
this map is that it didn't come with a strike mission. So I was, like, kind of sad. But
Wow, look at
this
you
is
two,
a nice little
yeah.
thing.
We just hanging, we chilling.
The chair life.
Hey, I've got one as well. Oh, no, I don't. Wait. Where is it?
It's alright, you'll find the right button. You'll find the right button. There you go.
Yay. The engineer
Wait, how do you
chair.
get the chair again?
It's good. That's like your evil Asura Overlord chair. It's very good.
Yeah.
You go to your hero tab into
one moves, though.
novelties, and then the very top one.
No.
This is
And
the
then my
mount.
keybind is you. So
Victory Rock.
Did this come in before mounts? I can't remember. I think it did, and they can move this chair around. This is
I feel like there was a chair that was available recently.
on the Prime
no, that
Gaming.
chair came in during season 4.
No. Oh, right. Okay. No, the recent one, Boots, is the free one is Prime, yeah.
And chairs
Oh,
were
the Prime chair.
Yeah,
chairs were an April Fool's joke at first, I think, and then I think it just became permanent.
I love the
So
chairs.
good.
I think there's such a fun little thing in this game. Like it's one of those little cosmetics that really does just, I don't know, lets you just vibe. And I
Immerse
just
you in
enjoy
world.
that.
Yeah, chair on a skiff. Can you actually put chairs on skiff? I can't. I haven't a chair.
I was doing Seitung Province meta yesterday, and everyone was just standing around the NPCs waiting for the event to pop, and everyone was just on their chairs. So many people were on the water lily one. It's kind of the best one. So.
I mean, it is beautiful. I personally, surprising, literally nobody loved the sky scale one because it's so cute, and I love the little idle animation where it kind of like perks up and then you reach over and scratch his chin. I just think it's the cutest. I do wish that it would adapt to whatever skin and dyes
gonna
you
ask
had on
you.
like your
Yeah.
sky scale.
gonna
But
ask you.
even so, I still think that the animations are so charming. I'm like, I love this. I
Does
love
your
this.
chair move though? It doesn't move like mine.
No, it doesn't.
I mean,
No.
when you're in the modern world, you're always on the move, but the real talent is being able to sit still and ponder the philosophies of life.
Yeah.
Good point.
Do you want to go do the? Where are we going?
Beetle.
Are we going to this one?
We are
Alright,
here. We are here.
let's do it. Hey, what's the game? What's up? Such a good dev experiment when. Oh yeah. It is. It is a good time for devs to experiment with stuff. And Guild Wars 2, the first one. My favorite one was the one where you hold out your arms and you pretend you're an airplane and make the sound. That was great.
Oh
I
my
hate
god.
that so
I will
much.
never be over Catpocalypse. The giant
good.
ghost cats, the hidden cats. That one, actually, I could not stop losing it. I think we literally did a stream that was like
Scared the
5
shit out of
hours
me.
of just looking at those cats.
Awesome.
My favorite is the unofficial yet community official long cat bug that
Oh,
popped
yeah.
in.
Oh, I
right
never
before
experienced
Right,
that.
and then they removed it the day before.
Oh, so sad.
Just one of the
Char were never more threatening than at that moment.
They probably look
was
better
such
in the
a
armor
weird
they
thing.
give them as well.
They actually kind of did.
Right, where am I going for
All
this?
right.
Oh yeah.
You're all
okay.
gonna make me pop out the roller beetle. I never
okay.
use this little friend.
Pop it out.
Okay.
Mine's got pink flames.
I've got the flame one as well. Look. Whee. Oh no, your one's different. Oh whoa, that one's well
mine's
good.
better.
It is
What do you
better.
mean flames? I don't see any flames
No,
on yours,
I have
Jebro.
literally got the flames. You know the.
No.
It's,
No.
this is the-
That's Guy Fieri.
This
Mine.
is the 15-year-old.
is actual
like,
fire.
I want flames on the side of my car / midlife crisis.
Yeah, you put a decal on your roller beetle.
Yes. Whereas Gryph is actually good. I mean, I
Does
like
anybody
my
else-
Beetle. God
That's
damn
a
it.
Guy
else
Fieri roller
sometimes-
beetle. That's not it.
Does anybody else
Welcome
sometimes
to
think about the
Diners,
fact?
Dragons, and Dines.
So...
Yes, Rook, what would you like
Yes,
to
Rook.
say?
Thanks, Boots. Does anybody else think about the fact, wow, I made it through the whole sentence, amazing, that Auric grew this under his skin and it hatched out of him?
I always think about that.
Oh,
think
I
about that every
actually
day.
haunts
completely
me.
forgot about that.
It haunts me.
Auric is secretly a marsupial. He has pouches that animals like to just
Was
kind
that
of
how he
nestle
came
in.
about? I completely forgot. You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Petey.
Hey, my
He
mount is
grew
better than
it
yours
under
now.
his skin. It distresses me so deeply in my soul.
Wow, that's great. Well, that's an important thing about skins and stuff that they do that.
You'd think that he would be more attached to Petey. Like Petey is just ours now, and he doesn't
Yeah.
really care anymore. He's just like, whatever, go be with the commander. But when there's no motherly instinct there. Whereas I want to see more connection.
No care.
want?
No
was
care.
like, you know what? We're just gonna kick you out of the nest and give it to my friend.
I'm trying to make sure.
All right, so
Don't
So bad at
affect everything.
come back here, Rook. Come back.
I've already fell down and I failed.
It's okay. It's okay. You're doing great. Now come back up.
Yeah, you
here.
gotta
Let's
drift.
reset. Let's
I'm
reset.
trying.
Are we all
I'm
resetting?
Hey,
trying.
where are you?
Just reset. Just
Okay, let's
reset.
go over here. Have you seen this one? Have you seen this one with the path? Oh my god, Griff, mine's so much better than yours. Look at the
What?
path.
Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty good.
This is
I
the
always
best
go-
one.
I just have a regular.
You've
Beetle.
visual
got
clutter.
flame. You've got flame. I've got the flipping legendary.
You've got visual clutter.
Oh,
Your beetle is.
Look at my beetle. Look, it glows as well.
Yeah, your beetle is vomiting all over the floor. I don't think that's
This
a good
is
beetle.
like
You do not-
literally watching children compare their Hot Wheel toys.
My beetle's better. My
I've
beetle
got
does not look
some
like it's
Hot
just diarrheaing all over the floor. Okay, Jebro.
Mine is literally just shitting everywhere because it's the best.
Yeah.
Look.
Okay. All right.
So Rook. So
Boots,
one
you
of
want
the
to?
good
Yeah,
things-
Boots.
Yeah,
Sorry.
One of the good things about this is that it's a training one, and because it's a training one, every time you hit one of those bubbles, your endurance completely resets.
Okay.
So if you hit something, it's okay. You can just hit a bubble and then reset.
Ooh.
Do we get to go?
So do you know what button to press to drift?
B.
Oh crap! I don't.
No,
free,
that's
free,
not
free, free.
Sorry. C is
Yeah, it's
Are we
E for
gonna-
me.
Are we gonna teach?
C is drift. V is boost.
Yes.
That's right.
He is
Okay,
boost.
so
Wait, what?
the hardest part of this entire race is literally just the first turn, the first left turn, the drift onto the bridge, and then you're
Okay.
free in the clear. I think you can do this.
Oh,
You
I
just
hope
gotta
so.
kind of drift. You start drifting like before you hit the first bubble.
All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do
What?
it.
That's a lie. You just lied to me.
No.
I failed it.
I messed up.
See,
It's
look.
okay. You can just reset. Easy reset. Easy reset.
Ooh, the
If you
wall.
miss the first turn, just reset.
Should I not boost out before the bubble?
I boost
No,
before
drift,
I
drift,
even
drift,
press play.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wait, where am I
the
going
one
now?
thing about Beetles.
Alright,
okay,
alright.
actually,
And what's
that's
the
an important
ramp?
point.
Why
That's
is
an
there a
important point.
ramp?
The one thing about Beetles is that if you're boosting, you won't be able to drift, and it'll be harder to turn.
Oh.
That
So,
is
like,
a badly placed ramp.
Oh my god.
or is it a perfectly placed ramp?
I wish that we were all just watching Boots' screen for this because
Yes.
I'm a hot mess.
What the
Hot
hell?
mess this. I have a feeling Jebro's even a bigger.
I'm ahead. I'm winning. I'm just gonna say that.
I got silver. Okay, that's a start.
Pretty good.
Oh god.
Oh, my armor looks cool. What skins am I
Oh,
wearing?
jeez.
These are mostly paid for. And actually, actually no, I think they are. Sorry, if you think like we're not paying attention to chat that much, that happens during the podcast.
It's also very true.
Yes.
But yeah, that's kind of fairly intentional.
But normally Jebro does converse with chat when it's
I
not
do,
podcast
yes.
day.
Yes, absolutely.
This is our
Oh, no.
creative podcast. We're
Yes.
doing a little gameplay, a little podcast mixed in right now.
Yeah, I since I could interact with chat. Hold on a second.
Yeah, Boots, go for it.
Okay, and blah, blah, blah,
He's
blah.
getting gold and interacting with chat. He's just so good at this.
That is
Chin
true.
hands.
So
Chin
relaxed.
Oh, actually, no, I did pay for this. This is the ether bound stuff on 3 pieces. Yeah, and the helmet. And the cultural
Who would like
and
to-
legendary.
Hey,
lady.
chat,
2
ask
seconds.
me all the questions you might want to know about beetle racing.
Yeah. He knows
Beetle
his
racing
stuff.
is a type of adventure in which you race a beetle on the adventure. The end.
I'm 5 seconds away from your time,
Nailed it.
Boots.
5 seconds. That's pretty close.
I liked the way that I could hear, like, distantly in your voice, Boot. Like, but I wasn't even trying. Like, 5 seconds away? That's pretty close.
Look
I
at
wasn't even trying.
the lifetime time.
38? Why?
What are you doing?
'Cause
Why?
that is a bugged time. No pun intended.
Oh,
Did you teleport?
good.
I did not teleport. I think the server timed out or something, and it didn't count down for 2 or 3 seconds.
Love that.
Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. So
My
it should be around.
lifetime.
Before I got that bug time, I think I had 40 seconds, 40 point something.
Okay.
Got practice. So.
I do really like the roller beetle design. And I think that the mobility of the roller beetles is so unique compared to many of the other mounts. And these races really do show that off. I mean, plus there's also the additional interactive stuff with roller beetles, like the walls you can bust down and those sorts of things around the world. We haven't seen.
That's true.
Were there any of those in Cantha? I don't think there were
I
any
think so.
No.
roller beetle
No.
walls. No. So.
No.
No,
I
God,
don't
no.
really. I don't really think there was a lot of mastery integration with the mounts in End of Dragons. Love. Sorry. Souls love.
Oh no, I failed again. Wait, or is that the end? No, that's the end. Okay, no,
Yes.
that's the end. Oh, okay.
You did it.
You made
I did do it.
That is
Oh,
so
silver.
You made it. You made it. You did it.
I did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do it again. Is there a wait? But in oh no way! Oh my god, I got more achievements. This is amazing.
This is also achievement hunting for Jebro.
Do you want to do the?
Yes,
do you want to do
let's
the
go do it. More
Maelstrom? Okay, Maelstrom. Mount Maelstrom is a very good beetle race.
Oh dear.
Mount Maelstrom.
Okay.
Everybody
Show us where to go.
Hold on, I gotta find. There's Mount Maelstrom.
This is an adventure, people. We're still talking about adventures. This is fun.
Yep. It
It is though. It is an actual adventure. Yeah, I got lucky with this mount. This was a gift. This is awesome.
Rook understood. I understand, Rook, that as soon as we start beetle racing, you say, I gotta head off. Whoops. Look at the time. Look at the time.
Damn, Rug.
There's no correlation.
Wow. I see how it is. I see.
I can't help. I'm just very bad at this. You know, it's just I'm very bad at it.
Have you
Oh,
met Masked-
okay.
Masked Roller F?
Yeah, that's
Mass
good.
Roller F.
Yeah, come down to me. Masked Roller F is down here.
What?
Yeah.
What's that?
Come teleport to me.
Like a person?
It's a person. His name is Masked Roller F.
Oh gosh, I'm being attacked by an Iboga. Hold on. Oh jeez. Oh no.
Yeah, Rita said something in chat very, very much earlier as well about having fun and enjoying things and letting people enjoy things for the way they enjoy them so they can get those endorphins going and have a good time. If you're in a place and like someone's enjoying something and you think it's cringe, I fucking hate that word, or whatever, then you are just keep it to yourself. Don't care.
Someone said something's cringe?
No. Like it's just like no one did, but like I think, you know, what we're just saying is let people enjoy their stuff, and like it's mental health month. Yeah, exactly. Like getting excited about, because I get excited about little things all the time. Like that sounded so bad. But like just getting excited about stuff is important. Like, you know, letting people have their joy for things is good. Good times.
Agreed.
I love this stuff. Okay. Where are we going?
Have you made it to the place?
Here.
We're going there, yes.
Oh gosh.
I'm coming,
geez.
I'm coming back.
Okay, I need to find the waypoint apparently. Where are we going?
So this one is just
like
kind of a difficult one in general.
Wait, where are you?
How fun! I
bottom
remember this
right of
one.
the map. Bottom right of
Oh,
the map.
Mount Maelstrom, of course. Yeah, sorry. You did say Mount Maelstrom a few times.
Did you here? Come, Rook.
See,
Come look at.
Show me. Oh, Mask Roll. I love it. Can you get that whole look in game?
You can get the goggles. I guess you can get the whole look in the game.
There's
yeah,
a goggle.
probably.
There's a helmet.
A goggle?
Welcome to the high-speed world,
There are
Gerald.
guild decorations.
This
Yes,
course,
love that. It's so
Infernal
good.
Leap, isn't for the faint of heart. I want to say that he puts on a voice when he says this line,
Oh.
these lines. Yeah.
For
He
sure,
starts
for
talking
sure.
like
Is that
Batman.
Lord Faren?
It is Lord Faren.
Is that the...
Is it actually?
Literally Lord Faren.
Yeah, it
He's
says
Master
Master Roller
What?
F.
Oh
So I'm
my
guessing
gosh.
it's Faren.
I
Masked
never put that
roller?
together.
Yeah, he's a secret
Like-
underground beetle racer.
That looks like Faren.
I've never
Even
seen
though
this
Looks like you
before.
gotta
Two
update your
together.
disguise, Faren. It's like
I
like
love
Superman. He's
it.
like Clark Kent. No
Yeah,
one
you
can
can
know
get
when I
that
have glasses
outfit.
on.
Oh my god, that's good.
It is 100% Faren.
It's
Um,
amazing.
Is this like the most hardcore like race then or something?
Oh, no, that's not the most hardcore, but it is difficult. So one of the hard parts is the beginning, being able to carry as much speed as possible up this first ramp. Uphill. You have
there's
to
some
know when to
great
time
rewards
your
for this.
boosts.
I've seen
And,
this before.
Yeah.
Okay. You can get the cat from this. The fanciful cat.
And this one does not replenish your endurance.
The bubbles don't, but every once in a while there's a little tiny circle thing on like a little orb that does replenish your thing if you run over the little orbs.
Wait, where's
Ponder the orb.
where's the scarf from? Is that the achievement? Or is it from this vendor and you still
It's a vendor, you buy them.
I bought the I can see the goggles and the hat, but not the scarf.
See, I love this. I think this is so clever because I'm terrible at roller beetle racing. I'm so actively bad at it. But the fact that like this vendor has not only these like fun, things like the racing goggles, the racing helmet, there's the scarf that you can get, the little mini roller beetle, all of these different things. But you can also then get racetrack segments that you can use
That's cool.
to like create racetracks in your guild for people
Yeah.
to race on. Like that to me is what takes something, a little fun gimmicky thing, right? And then makes it a piece of content that again I'd like to see expanded upon, I'd love to see them Lord F or our mystery rider F come up with some sort of racing league and then we get new maps or like
would be
new
great.
courses on future
this
maps,
should be a
additional
PvP
prizes.
thing. This should
and-
be a PvP thing for sure.
I'll tell you one thing though. Hardstuck's got I don't know when it is, but I think it's starting around now. They have a huge ass impressive looking course set like that they created in their guild hall.
Yeah.
And they have a big old, like a full on tournament competition racing beetles
Nice.
against yeah. It looks like it's gonna be pretty fun.
That's awesome. I love it.
There's a lot of community creators that form up beetle racing leagues and stuff, and they put in prize pools, and you can get
that's
legendaries and
fun.
armor and fusions and all that stuff.
You should join
So-
some of these.
Yeah.
I won't because I suck. But Boots, you should definitely get in there.
Yeah.
I'd love to shoutcast some beetle racing. Yes, that'd be fun. Broadcast some
having-
tournament.
Having that could easily do that with streams in the tech for that. It's good. I'm doing this one right now. I'm failing so hard.
I could hear the
hard.
concentration in your voice as you're trying to like put words out into the podcast right
Just
now.
trying to navigate like through this. I got silver. That's not bad. But like, oof. 1 minute 39, 59. Wow, you beat me like 20 seconds. Boots is like 120. So what's the lifetime? 112. That's like.
Oh, I'm not that far behind Boots.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Oh,
Boots, you've been
Oh.
sitting on this secret adventurer side of you, this adventure champion.
yeah. I mean, it's not a very closely held secret.
No, I know about this. Yeah, I've known about your keenness for Beetle racing. I didn't know you knew this much about it. That's
Basically, my life in Guild Wars 2 is making builds that people shouldn't use and playing games that nobody plays, and that's what I do.
That's why you're always offline. You don't want to let anyone know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're like, oh, Booz is back in Jahai. I wonder what he's doing.
Exactly. Yes. As long as you're having fun. That's right. That's right. Okay. Well, is there? Let's have a look and see. So we got Beetle races. We talked about, and then that was kind of it. So we did Ice Brood Saga. We did Living World Season 4, Path of Fire, Half Once, and also we just talk very quickly about Ender Dragons, and then we can kind of end and people can go their merry way.
I'm going to Setung Province because it's beautiful.
Yeah, you can go to. I mean, there isn't any adventures there, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, is there a place?
Water.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Fishing. I guess to kick off the subject.
Yeah.
So no adventures in End of Dragons.
Okay.
However, there are similar events, such as like races in Path of Fire, where you have kind of a fishing competition, and whoever collects the most fish wins. And it's kind of like a similar flavor to the adventure style competition, but not in a structured format of adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things that are adventure-esque, right? In End of Dragons, where you've got like, I mean, fishing itself is, kind of a self-directed activity, leisure activity, I guess you could say, that you can kind of do and set your own goals on. But yeah, the fishing competitions, there are so many different events around the maps. We talked earlier about things like the little, hidden maze with the bosses, or those extra little bonus mini dungeon type things. And while those aren't necessarily like in and of themselves specifically adventures, they kind of fulfill the role of similar things that you might do in your time exploring the map. I mean, there's the little jump puzzle as well that's in Setung, that's up in the like northwestern area, that has a little component to it there. I mean, there's stuff like that, right? But there's not really anything. Oh yes, the Fox Box. Oh my gosh, I love those so much. They're little mini, like those are like little mini puzzle kind of things, but there's not really, I'm trying to think of anything. Arborstone is probably the closest to adventures that I can think of. You have the little orbs that you pick up on the tree branches, and there's timers on that. And then you have the one too that's like the energy orb that bounces, that you have to like follow around. That one is really fun. Oh my gosh, I got like fixated on doing that one day. I was just over and over. Somebody found me and they were like, haha, what are you doing here? And I was like, not right now, I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing. Like, I was so invested in it. But I can't think of anything else. I'm trying to, can any of you?
Not really, no.
That's kind of it. And I just gotta say, the Arborstone one, the energy orb, is so much fun because it gives you access to like a free cam version, and you can get some really nice screenshots with that. So
I'm trying it.
Yeah, I think it kind of goes back to the debate whether adventures are worthwhile for production or not.
Or needed.
Yeah.
Or needed. Or if they can just be baked into dynamic events like the fishing ones are.
Griff? What do you think about it?
I think if it comes down to like, are we going to get more dynamic events and meta events or adventures? I would probably side with, dynamic events and meta events more so to tell the story of the world and to have that production time go into that.
Yes.
But replaying Heart of Thorns and their adventures, there is something nice where you are able to do kind of like what Rick had mentioned, almost like a quest-like thing where it has a story tied to it. Maybe you're helping a gardener collect or like smush down like, rodents that are trying to like eat the plants or something. And
well, there is some then mini, I guess they're kind of like the hearts. They're kind of like hearts then.
They're kind of like hearts, but the hearts here, I don't really feel like have that sense of like time adventure where you're like seeing who can do it the fastest. So I wouldn't have mind like 1 or 2 adventures for like 2 of the maps or something. I think if anything, New Kaineng is kind of a barren map. And if you're thinking about like a metropolis, a more modern city with like many things to do, like mini games, I think adventures would work super well in New Kaineng City. Like maybe this shop has like an archery range, and this shop is like a drinking game, and this bar is a drinking game, or something like that. So I don't know.
There is that. I mean, there is that heart there that is similar to an adventure, collecting supplies or being able to fix that thingamajig. Turning off the I don't know. I guess it's somewhat of a conscious choice that they made not to include adventures in that case, because they have similar things in the game that tying them to hearts. And yeah, I think when we talked about Kaineng in a stream previous, we did say that we do want to see it fleshed out a lot more in the future if possible. And yeah, if we could introduce an underground racing ring with Faren as the Tyrian representative, that would be pretty interesting.
That would be so fun.
Yeah.
And I think that is a big shame because Beetle racing originated in factions. So to not have any Beetle racing in Cantha is understandable because it came with Season 4.
And yeah, you don't have access to it if you buy the expansion.
Rentals are once again a huge gateway into maybe allowing more Beetle racing in Cantha. And I feel like Cantha, it really should have Beetle racing at least.
Yeah, I would love. Oh my gosh, I would love if they expanded. You mentioned Kaineng, and I was like, oh, that would be so fun. If you could actually, we saw with some of the adventures that you can instance into like a little room or something, right? Like if you could actually go inside some of these buildings, go into like, I don't know, a ramen restaurant and or noodle restaurant and like play Overcooked or like do something like that would be really fun. And I think it would just give you a little bit more to do because while there are those events in Kaineng, it doesn't feel like out of all of the maps, I think Kaineng City did feel the least reflective with its events of what I imagine in the city. Like there are some really fun things in there. I love the like weird rich person party that happens up top. I love the tea house thing. Like there's a lot of stuff there that I think is really intriguing, but it doesn't necessarily feel like I don't know. There's a ton of there's supposedly like little jump puzzles and additional little rewards hidden throughout. But when I think about the potential of some of the adventures they could do there, even if there was some kind of ring or something, I don't know, where like you were trying to do a race time thing, but you were using Jadebot across all of these different like jade platforms, those like moving platforms where you were having to like route how you would get here or there, get to this point the fastest, move around some kind of area. That could be a lot of fun. I mean,
Jade Bot adventures are such like an untapped potential thing too. Yeah, like the way the Jade Bot moves around is so interesting, and like you don't really get to do that often except for underwater. It'd be really good.
Yeah.
And I feel like because Adventures as a system is fun, but what's the carrot on the stick for players to invest time in adventures? And I think Club Canuck would serve as a great hub for people to do adventures. And also, how Beetle Racing gives you those racing marks. What if Adventures in Cantha gave you Canuck coins? So you were able to do adventures in Kaineng and in Club Canuck, and then you can spend them on like the exclusive back items and different rewards. So adventures, theoretically, what we've talked about could have a place in Cantha. It's just that it didn't really end up happening.
Yeah, and it's not one of those things where I feel like us sitting here being like there were no adventures in Cantha is like an actual strike against End of Dragon. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, they just chose not to include them. And while there are things about them that I think are interesting and or shine, I also can completely understand why they might not include them because I do think they're fun. And like we illustrated, I think that those timers, the repetitive nature, but also the unique little creative things that you can do, the opportunities for storytelling, the ways that it can make certain features of the game shine. Like, I do think those things are worthwhile, but I also do think that the End of Dragons maps did that in other ways. So again, does it feel like just cannot believe that they didn't put adventures in End of Dragon? No, but but I do think there is some potential there. And I mean, like you pointed out, I think that if they were able to actually give some context, incentive, or reason, and that roller beetle, that vendor that we saw, I think is a great illustration of this. The unique rewards, the extra titles, the achievements tied to it, the ability to get something unique and interesting, even enhancing what you're doing with that mount, like in your guild halls with a racetrack and stuff like that. I mean, they could put something in there where you could make, I don't know, custom club dance floors for Club Canuck and like a DJ station. You could put that in your guild. Like that would be funny, and you could all go and dance on the dance floor together. I don't know, but there's so many things that they
now we know
could do
about
with
your major things that you want to do in the game. Thank you for that, Rick.
Well, I was just trying to think of things that would be like
Oh, that's okay. I mean, that's okay as well.
And
That's
as much as I love just running around for no reason, which is what got me into adventures in the first place, I think I agree with you. I think that that like fishing, like a lot of other things that you could do in the game, adventures need at this point maybe a little tune-up before adding new ones in. Like maybe like I said with the leaderboard, allowing to see what the top race time is, or the top time for things is. Also,
I love competitive side coming out now.
Attaching achievements to them, attaching in-game elements to them more. I think that would be nice, and I think that it's okay that they don't have new adventures until they decide to do something like that with them.
Agreed. I will say, I actually really love those little time wasters in Arborstone. So we talk Club Canuck, right? I genuinely would have adored it if, you do the mastery and you upgrade Arborstone, and then there were like adventures or something like that, collecting of the prayers and other stuff like that, that would then even do further upgrades to the hall visually, and like additional things that you could, like tasks that you could do around that would upgrade that hub, even if it was just cosmetic. Like I am a sucker for that in games. I love upgrading things, rebuilding things, seeing how they look, like completing a whole area in a sense. And I mean, I think there's even still potential in Arborstone for that, because I mean, we still have the command room that's just sitting there empty, and we still have like these other little spots that they could do something like that with, or in a future hub. So yeah, even if they decide to start consolidating adventures into something more like that, or Club Canuck, or those different areas, I think they could still be a fun little aspect of content that, I feel like does not take a wild amount of development. Like, there's obviously more than we would anticipate from it, and especially with some of the things like the Gryphon races and stuff. Like, I do think they probably, have to really think about how they do that and where they place things, and those ones that have their own unique rooms, I'm sure. But it still feels like a facet that they could expand on without it being something that, I don't know, would be so astronomically difficult, given the fact that they already have so much of it in the game for future stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we've done we've put it into a nice little package to be chewed on.
I don't know. I think my personal feelings on whether or not, which I wrap up as well, is as you go through, is kind of Guild Wars 2 has this habit of picking up content and features, and kind of they go by the wayside. And sometimes, sometimes that's intended, and sometimes that's absolutely fine. And sometimes we would like to see some of that more in the game. I think, like people have said, they've kind of been mixed back in terms of their own things, maybe, in terms to give you a little bit more lore, just a fun side thing which you can kind of engage with and be like, oh, that's nice. And like, it's not really like a thing on the map. It's not stylized in that way, because if you look at the maps as they are now. There's not as many things to be like, there's something there, there's something there. They're not as busy as they were in like Heart of Thorns and other maps at times. If you go back and you have a look at them when you're on them, they're actually a bit more busy with different icons and stuff. There's also like maybe a stylized choice as well in that, I think. I don't know what they think about. I think that adventures offer opportunities for people to engage in maps in more ways than they are currently knowingly, and I think in 2022 people need a bit more direction because people just like that. Like they really just like, I'm not saying that everyone, you know, I love just coming across like random awesome stuff, like, you know, like we have in these maps, and I want to continue to do that. I still think like having an adventure flag every so often, and I think I think they might do that maybe with Beetles or something. I feel like they're going to make more mounts available like later down the road, and not just Path of Fire maybe. But like Cruz said a really good point earlier. You know, we can rent them. You know, just rent them for the race, rent them for this thing, do that stuff. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, skiffs, and someone says, I think Rita was talking about skiff racing, you know, adding some more mobility and some more options to the stuff we've got in the game already for other things we utilize in areas. You know, skiff racing could be fun. But you know, I think Adventures was like, it's definitely one of those smaller parts of Guild Wars 2, which I think we forget. It's one of those features which backs up and lifts the game up in a way in different areas where, like, you know, Rook was talking about, pardon me, Gryphon's earlier and getting really, really excited about that. And Boots is like really interested in leaderboards and like really loves like Beetle racing and is obsessed with it, and showed us Faren and reminded us all about this person who's like, I just completely forgot it was there. I've been there before. I completely forgot about it, you know. It's really, really awesome to see. So there's all these little facets of the game, and I don't think a lot of MMOs have all of these tiny little facets which kind of come together to make the package that is Guild Wars 2. Like there isn't many other games. ESO does that pretty well, well, they're little kind of mini games, but in the maps they don't really have things like challenges. They don't really have things like, you know, somewhere you can compete against someone else on a leaderboard, like in that specific way. They don't have these tiny little, they do have their great lore and great story. I'm not saying like maps, they don't have these things, but that's the start of the game. They don't really have that kind of thing. It doesn't really suit Elder Scrolls. It doesn't really suit a lot of other MMOs either. So I kind of like this. It's very playful and it's very theme parky as well. It feels like that kind of experience, if that makes sense. And I really like that. I actually kind of would like to see more, actually. But I think it's also a good way for other kinds of players to just get into the game. More ways to play the game. Like it just brings in more kind of different types of people. But yeah, unless anyone wants to kind of add to that, then
all I was gonna say is that because you brought up ESO, and I think there is something to be said about how they've been developing certain facets of content. Like earlier when I mentioned like recreational content, I found that I really do enjoy, I don't like casual, I like casual content is a thing that people say, but to me I almost prefer for certain elements of this something closer to like recreational content, because there are recreational games that you can play that aren't necessarily just like, I don't know, I just stand around and do nothing, or like you know, whatever it is, you know what I mean?
Or like, you know, where you clean things. Yeah,
and there may be like but there might be like different levels of like expertise or different things that you might be doing even in casual content. So that's why I lean towards recreational. And what comes to mind when I think about that is some of the systems that like ESO has implemented, things like the antiquity system, where you have almost this whole other mini game now where you can go to all the different maps and dig up different antiquities, and there's this little mini game that pops up where, you know, you have these skills that you've leveled up, much like masteries, and you can, you know, brush off ancient relics and dig this thing up and explode different dig sites, and then you can get this additional lore about all the different areas. You can get these items. They have so many rewards for it, far more than I ever thought that they would put into it. And like every single map has its own antiquity collection and unique rewards and stuff that come from it, even the old ones. And then they're doing a new card game, kind of like Gwent, that's going to be implemented with this newest expansion.
Really, really fun.
So, and so for me,
there was a card game, but it never really was a thing.
Well, see, like, this is what I mean. I think I don't really care if they do more adventures in the future. if we have recreational content that gets kind of codified and polished, like fishing, I think, is a really great implementation in Guild Wars 2. The collections and going back to the other maps and the unique things and the legendary ingredients that you can get, and just like the fun time event that you can do recreationally, but also can, improve on and get skills for and stuff like that. So if they wanted to move away from just these little, this thing kind of adventures, and instead start implementing systems that were more like codified recreational content, like maybe we get something like a relic hunter, or maybe we get something like a card game, or if they want to do something like adventure or racer, like I honestly think they have so much in the game already that they could just build off of the racing elements and do some new recreational content thing that was like fishing, but was, I don't know how they'd want to label it, but like a profession that's not a profession, that's like a racer, and they could implement the old race courses and then do additional new things for future content and rewards. Like, I think that having those systems is more and more becoming a facet of MMOs for the future. So I hope that we get to see them like keep building off of those and do additional stuff that might even innovate beyond just like crafting gathering that we see, because I think Guild Wars 2 has the potential for that and the design capacity for it and the creativity for it. So I'd love to see them keep building off of recreational stuff, however adventures evolve, or if they come back in some way, shape, or form a little more polished. I think there's a lot of possibilities for it.
And let's finish it up with all of us agreeing that it would be cool to have a meta achievement with all the adventures currently in the game if you got gold on everything.
Yes.
Yes, please, yes.
Okay. What would we get? Would you get a legendary for that? No,
No.
it'd be too.
Well, you could get skins. Yeah, I think skins would be good. Yeah. I mean, the first time they do that, you never know. Maybe they're working on rewards. That's going to be it for this one. We're going to be back next week, though. We're going to be doing a... Not sure what the theme's going to be next week. Coming up with these the night before, and I'm kind of asking people what they think we fancy talking about. So sometimes
what a great 50th show that we just did.
Yeah. Actually, 50th. Yeah, that's true. It will be the 50th, right? But this was 50th part. The pre-show. But next week, yeah, that is going to be the 50th. Yeah, we're going to go again. Let's go. That is going to be in this episode, though. This is episode 9 of season 2, but total is 49, and it's going to be 50 next week. So I've got to think of something special to do. All right, might just be a normal show. We're gonna have another guest on because I don't think we're gonna have Boots, which is unfortunate. But Boots has been there for a long time with this, so I want to say appreciation to you. Thank you very much for being here and coming and hanging out with us for like God knows how many hours on a Friday. It is appreciated, and all of you as well. And thank you very much for listening at home. We've been talking about adventures today. And the fact that they are kind of being weaned out, but maybe just more and just they're their own content now. Things, but they're not adventures. They're just adventures that you go on within the game, and you can call them whatever you don't want, please. Okay, so there you go. That's it. Chris, pleased with that as well. Top 50 NPCs in the game named Faren. Okay, that's
a good That's a good.
Talk about that for a little bit. Different ways Faren has come into the game. A little bit of an outro. Kroof, let us know what you do, where you do it.
Hi. Kroof. I do a lot of YouTube stuff with Guild Wars 2, Final Fantasy video, or Final Fantasy 14 video will be coming soon. I also stream here on Twitch throughout the week, Tuesdays through Fridays. Weekends are a little bit more spontaneous. But yeah, you can find me everywhere at Kroof, usually, or Kroof_. Thank you so much for having me on. It was a treat to reflect on adventures today. Thank you so much.
Awesomeness, and it was good to have you again, as per the norm. Boots, tell us what you do.
Hi. You can find me on YouTube at World Adventures. Lately, I've been streaming on Twitch at BOOTTS_, and I've been fishing a lot the last little while. Every stream has been a fishing stream for a while now, and I am now almost level 30. I am fishing from level 1 to 80, and I'm level 30 now. It's slow going. Because every fish you catch with all the boosters and everything is approximately the experience you get from killing one mob. So,
sounds like it's been a ride. Yeah.
A little bit.
You should do the fishing competitions in Cantha to get more XP.
No, that's against the rules.
Group is like, got it. Like, yeah, that's where
Boots
you
is
need to
deep
be.
in the immersion here, living the fantasy of being a fisher in Tyria.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't a fisherman go to like that was like good, like knew what would the scene?
He still feels he's an inexperienced fisherman. He doesn't want to like set himself up for disappointment by going in like entering a big competition already.
He doesn't care about other people. Like just cares about their own skill, and that's what matters.
Are you trying to say something about my outlook towards adventures or something there, Jeb? Is that
No. I'm just saying that he doesn't care. Like he doesn't want to pit himself against other people. Like his own.
No.
He
I think he cares down. He cares deep down. Just right now, he knows he can't.
He already knows he's better.
No. He's just learning. He's just learning.
We're just trying to.
I'm so glad that we got to do this deep character dive on Old Man Boots the Fisherman today. I am like so excited about this. This was perfect. This was perfection.
He's only been fishing for 2 months, like he's 83 years old. He's 83 years old. He's been fishing.
What is the age of this character? I'm
so
sorry.
He's been, so the thing, no, I don't know, what is the age? 17 hours.
Oh my God, you've just been fishing for 17 hours.
Yeah,
that's not too bad.
So
2 months.
So the thing is, the issue is as a character though, he's been fishing his whole life, but he's never caught a fish until 2 months ago.
He's only 17 hours old. That's not a very long life. I mean,
17 hours
sentient.
He's 17 hours sentient. Before then, he was an NPC.
His long storied history. Boots the Fisherman.
That's right. That's right.
You should watch that Guy movie. If anyone's seen it,
Free Guy. Yeah, I gotta watch that.
It's not bad. Okay.
Anyway, that's me.
Thank you very much. I'm very fascinated by this.
I'm gonna be gone for a couple of weeks though, so that's why I'm not joining you guys next week. So, probably not streaming until early June.
Okay. Well, travel safe. Have fun. We'll miss you.
Thank you.
You are indeed. Last but not least, Rookery. Tell us the things, where to do them, and hi.
Hey, Jeb.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Rookery. Rookuri, formerly Bird of Chess. You can find me at Rookery mostly on Twitch and YouTube. If I'm not streaming on my own channel, I am either putting up, I usually aim for 1 video a week roughly on YouTube, or I am on podcasts. So both the Lightbringers podcast on Fridays. Thanks for continuing to invite me back despite my bad behavior. And the 8th Right Radio podcast with Gamer Escape for Final Fantasy XIV on Saturdays. And like I mentioned, I've been doing a lot of shoutcasting and other additional events, and have some things coming up, including a PvP tournament for 14 this Saturday night. So again, if I'm not live on my own channel, check out the schedules, check out Discord, all that good stuff. Twitter, where I retweet things as well, which is also Rookery, but with an underscore after it, to keep up with what I'm doing where. It's been great to be so busy, but it means that we are like splitting time with the home channel. But no matter what I'm doing where, we're always talking about the MMOs that I love, usually Guild Wars 2 or Final Fantasy 14, which I know many of you love too. So that's me.
Awesome.
And now for my fisherman backstory. When
Yes.
I was but a wee
That's fine.
lass growing up in the wilds of Ascalon, that's
Oh God.
Oh,
I can't. I'm done. I'm done. You know, I started.
You and my fisherman character will get along real well.
That is all
I think
faster
we'd
than
have a
cotton
lot
candy
in
and water.
common.
Yeah.
We'd have a lot. Yeah.
You still
I
have
think we
all
should-
your teeth?
Oh no, you know, I'm not gonna tell. The ones I have may or may not have been stolen from a corpse.
These are full veneers. Oh my gosh. I got a dentist to hook you up.
Thanks. I love this. We should do a fully in character fisherman stream someday.
I agree.
I think we should do this 110%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do
So
I do
Jebro?
the intro now, outro, or should we go? I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
care.
we gotta
if
go.
stay
We
longer.
gotta go.
Twitch.tv/Jebro Uni every week at the moment with the Lightbringers podcast. The episode, the total amount of episodes will be 50 next week, so make sure you're here. Probably. The week after that is going to be a break because I'm going to have my licensure exam for being a mental health counselor, which I'm excited about. Very much so, not really. And then we will continue afterwards, and we'll be in June of 2022, which is wow. We're already like almost halfway through the year. I hope you are very, very good and awesome and enjoying the rest of the things. If you want to support the channel, if you want to support the podcast, there are loads of links in the description. If you are watching on YouTube, hit the like, hit the comment, hit the subscribe. Subscribe.
Yep.
To help us defeat the evil that is the algorithm of YouTube, and put this out there to more people, because I want these people to get some awesome coverage, because they all deserve it very much. And also the show is damn well awesome, and we appreciate you watching, listening, and checking it out wherever you can. We are live on Fridays at 12 p.m. Pacific, and I will see you next time. Yes. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for watching. Check out all these awesome people. And we'll see you next time on The Lightbringers. Guild Wars 2 podcast. See you soon.
Is that the outro music?
I'm doing it's the Guild Wars 2 music. I'm voicing over it.